Right, first of all, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakapadash. We're going to give double honor unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for Christian truth and all sincerity, man. Yeah, back again, another day, Babylon. Here in the UK, we've got the digital ID being pushed out here now, right? You know, it's happening in other parts of the world. We talked about recently about Ghana and their digital ID and that kind of stuff. Well, now, you know, they're passing laws to bring it out in the UK now. Mandatory, right? By 2029. There's no focus on the date too much, but any point from now, basically.
Well, they were basically saying, the way I kind of understood it was, by then everyone is ready. You know, it's kind of the way that I interpreted it. You know, it should be mandatory for all by the end of this parliament, meaning that by the end of the parliament we would already have one.
Okay,
that's kind of the way I
received it. Because where I was hearing it was from, you know, because people were looking to try and stop them doing it, right? And they say, well, we got to 2029, and by then we can get in another government, so what even happen? But whatever, man. You know, semantics.
All
right?
part of the agenda, man.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Because
like I say, agenda 2030. That's what.
Yeah. Exactly.
And what did my man say? I can say he said we need to speed it up, man. You know, before whilst he was still head of the West, he was like, yeah, we need to speed it up, man.
Grab that.
I have a quick one.
Yeah.
Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me on the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Right, and we're the ones that have been given this vision, right? We're the ones that have, you know, been given this understanding. We're the ones that are giving you the heads up on what's about to happen, what's about to unfold, right? Because, you know, beginning of hours and the apostles, you know, they've been talking about these things, these steps that are being taken, right? That are going to get us to the mark of the beast, right? Because that's where this path leads to. So this is a stepping stone towards that direction. Okay, and they're using this immigration problem as part of the reason why they need to do this.
Yeah, and the proof, once again, it's a global agenda, because Trump, he's talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Here we're talking about the same thing.
And politically, they're different spectrum, different sides of the spectrum.
Exactly. Almost as if there was a bigger agenda.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is why it's the two horns, right? They're part of the same beast. So they're gonna do as the beast is directed to do. Because the elites, the elites of Esau, they're the ones making this, you know, happen. They want their new world agenda to take place, and things are happening very quickly. And all these nations, they're kind of building upon this digital database system that they want everybody in.
Nations that you wouldn't consider, man. Like I talk about how, like, third world. You know, you've got the third world, then you've got the third world, right? Even those nations are big on this tech. Why? Because ultimately, because when I looked into it, basically most of the world's passports are now biometric. So you're talking about your, you know, as Trump will call them, your shithole countries like Zimbabwe or whatever, what have you. They've all got biometric passports. Why?
Because, you know, it's easier to build up from scratch than it is to replace existing infrastructure. So these third world nations, man, they're just there. They can just, you know, put it up. They man get 5G straight off the bat. They didn't have to go for the 3G, the 4G. They get 5G straight off the bat, right? Because the infrastructure wasn't there before. But this place, you know, you need to take this one down and put this one back up, and you know, so them man have been over there doing that shit. But now it's becoming over here now. You know, the major nations, so to speak.
And labor's cheap out there, so it's easier and cheaper to build the infrastructure. What may cost several million, if not billions here, you spend like a couple hundred M's over there, and the whole country's done. You know.
I have a bit more. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come."
And that's what it takes, man. It's a bit of patience, man. A bit of patience, man, and you know, diligent watching. You know, being circumspect, because everything we're speaking about, going back to always and apostles, you know, all the years ago, right? It's now happening, right? A lot of time before you was laughing and scoffing and that, but like now you man are upset. Now these man trying to put the digital ID in. It's like, no, we don't want that. We want to give it to the immigrants, but we don't want the digital ID.
And
you know,
it's so lovely, man. It's so lovely. It just shows you how quick the narrative changes. First is all get out the migrants and that. Now they're like, you know what? Let's bring in a digital ID to another. No, well, no, I don't want that.
Not like that.
Because if you think about it, from a logical standpoint, in order to so-called stop them coming in, why not make a system where it makes it very difficult for them?
Exactly.
You know?
Well, we got the right winger here, Nigel Farage for Reform UK, right?
Yeah,
He one of the right wingers, right? He's spoken out about it. He don't want it to take place, right?
Yeah.
He don't reckon that'll work, and it probably won't work because man's still gonna come on boats anyway.
yeah.
You know,
and that's what was we talk about, because I just looked up. France has a major immigration problem. They say you go into Paris,
yeah, no, sure.
right?
I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. It's true.
But France has a digital ID, right? So one of the things that I was looking up into the chat, right? Because in the UK, it's very hard for an illegal to do anything anyway, right? You gotta have what they call prove your right to work. You gotta prove your right to financial institutions and stuff, like be able to rent. You already got to do that, right? So I was speaking to the robot, our friend chat, right? We're speaking to him, whatever it is, right? And it was basically explaining the difference here, though, right? Is this is a system that can become ubiquitous, right? So with the current infrastructure, that's just the government level, right? So you got to link into like government systems and stuff like that. Whereas this ID can then be used for your health, for your transport, right? For several other things to prove who it is that you are, right? Which we're like, oh, so that's the mark then. They're building the infrastructure for the mark, right? Because we understand that this is the direction that we're going in, huh?
And they always push the idea of how convenient it is, right? Because before you need all these different cards and documents to do this and that, right? Now it's an app, so it's convenient. But what's more convenient than an app? You ain't even got to need the phone. When it's just on your person, it's on in your body. Because there'll be something wrong with the app or something wrong with this version of it that needs to be condensed and done a different way.
That's it.
You know.
And what did we just roll out in the UK? Right, this thing where you've got to authenticate to view certain websites. Right now, at first it was people just pointed at the adult entertainment, but then Wikipedia got hit with that, Reddit got hit with that, right, and several other things, because it was all about putting these things in place. So like, before I get this, can I request a preset? Can we get Amos 8 and 11?
Because these companies, they want to see you wherever you are.
Yeah.
Right. So they want to make sure that that's who is using this website. The IP address and all that. They want to know what how you access it, where you access it from. They want to know all of that.
And even like,
but ain't none of the goddamn business, man. Where I am.
But even now, like if you think about it, to like join a bank or certain companies, it's like before you know it, you've subscribed to like a million things. It's like from their logical standpoint, I mean, if you have one system whereby that's all you need to prove everything, well, it's just like I was just driving in Ghana with a card. I was saying before, like that card, you can't. You can't get a SIM card. You can't even get a SIM card without that Ghana card ID.
And that's basically what this ID card here in UK, right? Because the president, prime minister here, Starmer, he's saying without it, you won't be able to work. Well, that's basically cutting you off from money, and that's basically almost what the mark of the beast, because it cuts you off from being able to buy or sell, right?
Thank you.
So this is just the version before that.
But once again, showing you that it's all a part of a bigger picture. That is already the case in the UK. Before you go any job, first, could you just send us your passport?
And two forms of
Make
ID.
sure your right to work.
Your right to work.
Right,
Exactly. So they're already doing these things. You already have illegals in the country that are still able to work. That's not going to stop that, right? So this is for something else, because even now, the way we use our bank cards, the fact that our bank cards are KYC, they know where you go, right? You always use the example of in South Korea, the way they did contact tracing during COVID is there was like, oh, there was a case in this, let's say, pub. Okay, cool. Who used their bank card in this pub at that time? Right?
Shit, so that's like pinpoint.
Whereas what this is going to do, it's going to have the same level of metadata in that they're going to be able to say, okay, you went to Tesco and then you went to the pub and then you went to here, because you're always having to prove who you are.
And that's why you'll get a message sometimes that, did you make this transaction at XYZ place? But this is, this specific time or whatever, right? Because then now you can't say it wasn't. You can just admit it was. And they can use that information however they want to use it.
That's good, Amos. This is Amos 8 and 11, and it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, but I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Right, so content online is being shut down basically, right? Being hid behind verification walls and all these different types of things. But if you're one of those where if you know, right? You know these nations, these governments now, these secret agencies, whatever, they got tabs on people they look at as potential enemies, right? And you don't want to be watched, right? Because you want to get this truth, right?
Yeah.
You want to get this truth, but you for you to get the truth, you might have to verify yourself.
That's it. Well, YouTube they've already got a
Yeah.
system where you're locked out of certain features unless you verified who you are. So it's like, I don't know if you know them ones might do a video on an article. You paste the article in the description, it'll be like, oh, this link won't be clickable because you haven't verified who you are. So you're locked out of advanced features.
Verse 12, and it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
Yeah,
They-
and I'm sure even over here, like in the UK, like just hearing that their plans is to make it by 2029 mandatory. I'm telling you, man, all the people who watch the brothers, the videos, those buzzwords are picking in their mind, man.
Yeah.
What? They're mandatory. So it's like, oh wait, I saw them guys was on the street saying the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying?
Can't work.
Hey.
But it's the same thing during the CV.
Yeah.
Some men were losing their jobs because they didn't want to get it done, right?
Yeah.
And so you're being given that same ultimatum all over again,
Yeah.
right? But like I said, that's going to advance, basically come to the point where they're trying to get you to take these implantables.
Hey, and bro, spiritually, what always takes place is this: when they first bring it to pass, people are like, fuck it, we're gonna take it. But then what eventually happens is people take it and be like, you know what? Oh, it's not bad, man. Not a big deal. Because that's what they want to do. They want you to get comfortable with a certain way of the system. So when the mark of the beast comes, it's like, yeah, people might start fighting in the beginning, but people are gonna slowly like adopt it.
It's like when we talk about witchcraft, as it said, it's just like he has basically started getting people, right? Especially like when you're talking about sex magic through the adult entertainment, right? He has got people accustomed to what is basically witchcraft. So the more and more he's revealing himself as to this is what we do, people are like, well, it's not that big a deal. He's once again used the example of Cassie. Right, a lot of women, they really deep down was like, well, I do that shit too, right? Because you'd be surprised the amount of women out here that have had orgies. You know what I'm saying?
Or eat ass.
Yeah, I got this. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you: it's a guaranteed thing to happen. Yeah, right. Yeah, it might not be happening like on a day-to-day basis, like things, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually, man. Like these things that weren't popping up back then, they're popping up now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, it's the same thing with the C19. No, we're not gonna take the first 2 weeks. Then some of the guys that were, that's it. That's all that happened.
And this is it. He knew it, right? He knew how, because if you observe if you observe how he enforced it throughout the world, right, and how different nations were received. America, they tied it to your job, but in America, your job involves your medical, and like you see certain of the medical bills, you're like, yo, man. Like, well, I remember one woman had triplets. It cost her $1 million, bro. Yeah,
and as we was discussing, was it last week or the week before? Like this world is sick.
Yeah.
As much as he still goes on about his technology and how great things are now compared to ancient times, man are sick. On a big scale. On a big scale, man are sick, right? So them bills is crazy, man. You know you could be taking a trip to the doctors, man.
Rack it up.
So he knew, all right, cool, in the States, go and tie it to your job. What they did in the UK is they locked us in for, I know, boy, that was, when you think about it, I was actually mad.
Yeah.
They locked us in for 6 months. That year when they were making the jab, it was like from January, and then they were like, oh, we going to open back up in like June.
Business got fucked.
Businesses got fucked. But then what did he do? He was like, oh yeah, but if you want to go on holiday, you could have the thing though. So what did everyone that were hard, I ain't taking it. But I like March. You're like, yo, bro, I need to get that. I need to
No,
get that.
Yeah.
And my friend, he got it done. He got it done. He's all right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That's
Yeah. The other one was at first.
The month after, man, shaking.
That's exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
God,
Hope
oh,
it's shaking.
shit. Oh, I'm all right. Hope it's all right.
Yeah, you know, at first you're scoffing, I ain't getting it, and then after they're in Barcelona with that small, you know the drink, you know, having that and shit like that. Go into that, Wilson.
Right. So it's a brother asked the robot, how would a digital ID be a forerunner of that, like what's being proposed in the UK?
Which is, I was asking about the mark of the beast, right?
So it's a good question. A digital ID system, like what's being explored in the UK and many other countries.
Many other countries, it's like you know, it just shows you people here like on a bubble, bro. There's many countries around the world that already have this.
Yeah.
Like, what's that term, bro? For we were talking
I
about.
was thinking about. I forget the term.
There's a term where basically how smaller countries get advanced faster
Yeah,
than
they
bigger countries
leapfrog.
because they like skip stages of certain
Developments.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about the 3G and the 5G thing.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
places ain't got nothing. You get the 5G straight off. They're not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
redo everything. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
what was sort of like what we were talking about the transport system.
Yeah,
It's like the UK was a forerunner, so they made a shitload of mistakes.
Yeah.
And then it's like to fix those mistakes actually very hard. Whereas if you're a newer country like your China or whatever, they look as oh, the UK did it that way.
And that's why these men do things better than everybody else. But these things, this Western world's kind of built on old shit, really.
Yeah.
You know, but
Makes
these
it hard.
ones coming up, man, they get to look at this system, look
Faster.
at that system. Go, well, that don't work for us, or and
Yeah.
they can do something
That's it.
different, better.
Well, it was true because to think about like a small country that hasn't got like let's say 4G. When you go there to bring that thing, like are you gonna give them 4G? No, you're gonna go 5. You're gonna go 6.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense to start at a lower stage.
You know, there's a saying, a wise man, which is something of of use for all of us, anyways. A wise man learns from another man's mistakes. You know,
Right.
so it says a good question. A digital ID system could realistically be seen as a forerunner or stepping stone towards something like the mark of the beast, especially if we're assuming that prophecy will manifest through modern tech.
Which is what's gonna happen. Like, bro, the life that we live is not random. It's structured and guided by the prophecy of the scriptures.
And you have to keep this in mind, right? This whole prophecy concerning the MOTB is about control.
It's about control.
Right, and what's happening with this technology? With people being controlled.
Let me grab a priest.
You know,
quick. Yeah.
so it's like it's about the tech. It's about the tech because it's why he sort of put so much effort and time into it, man, and so much money goes into it. He don't care about people living on the street. Man got those R&Ds going left, right, and center, bro.
Yeah.
You know, trying to figure out how to advance his plans.
Yeah.
You know,
because every ruler, man, ultimately wants control. You know what I mean? Even us, yeah. Like even us, when the Lord establishes His kingdom, there's gonna be complete control but in the right hands.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So every ruler wants like even Antiochus, he wanted all to be. He wanted people, you know, to follow his laws, to follow away. It was
because it's the same as this. You know, when Esau had us in hardcore slavery, man, he couldn't really sleep easy.
Yeah.
Because there's always that chance.
Yeah.
You know, getting that turn up
Yeah.
and the shit goes down, right? Esau don't want to play those games no more. He wants complete control.
Control.
You know.
Yeah.
So this is what he's doing through his technology, man.
On that, it says Ezekiel 28:2, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, modern day prince of Tyrus. That's that Edom, right? It says, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, right? And thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of the Most High, right? In the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as a heart of God. Right,
so it's got a God complex.
God complex, power. Because when you study, I remember RE, religious education, right? They say what are the characteristics of the Most High, right? One of them they say is omniscient, right? Omni, all see and knowing, right? So all know it, right? And that's what Esau's trying to do with this MOTB, right? That's what
AI.
this AI, yeah. Okay, when you look in,
That's what shall watch over the city.
that's it. When you look into what when they're saying what's the difference between a digital ID and the passport and all of that, one of the things that they're saying is that he's going to basically be able to know exactly what you're doing all the time. It's all going
just when you come to the port.
exactly. You know, it's basically going to end up feeding a blockchain. You know,
because you'll use it when you go into the supermarket.
Yep.
You'll go, wherever you go, you apply for application, you're gonna be verified
Mhm.
there. When you go for car hire, you're gonna be verified for the car hire. Not just when you get on the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing with the passport. You only use it to get on the plane or to move, go leave the border.
Transactions. That's
Verify you for that.
that's what it will be. It's basically like a system of many transactions on a daily basis.
Yes. And if you
You
want to,
your car goes through a certain road.
toll or
It's already got a picture of your
So-
number plate and camera and shit.
So
It maps your whole day.
So in the UK we've got our supermarket, one of our major supermarkets, like Tesco, Sainsbury's. One of the things that they rolled out over the last what they started doing over the last 2 years is having two very different prices. One is what they refer to as a club card price, and the other one is just a regular price. Like you might buy something that's like £10, but if you use a club card, it's £7.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the reason I'm bringing it up is they did that on purpose. Right, that wasn't a thing of like, out of the kindness of our hearts. No,
you have to sign up for those.
because you got to sign up,
Yeah.
and then they're better able to market. So whereas before you weren't using your club card, they didn't know what you were buying when you was in store, right? And what using a club card was able to do. Okay, cool. So you like to order, you like to order, some oranges, a sandwich, or you like to buy oranges, a sandwich, or whatever.
Yeah.
So they could advertise.
And you do this every Wednesday.
Exactly. So then, reason I'm bringing it up in this context is that's what this digital ID will be able to do. It builds a complete picture of what you do and when.
What was that movie, man? Where the dude walked into the store and the computer spoke to him, and like he already knew what he might need in his house and shit.
I'm not sure.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot the movie, man. There was a movie where he walked into a shop and they already knew what he
But you see that when you go on these online shopping and
oh
that,
yeah, it's crazy.
he got your regulars, your suggestions and stuff like that, because he knows he has a profile of you.
Yeah.
He knows what you typically buy. And if he hasn't got this thing in stock, he might suggest something else. So he already has that kind of information. But this whole system that ESOS created is centralized into one kind of place where it knows everything every time, everywhere.
It's a book of Ecclesiasticus, 39 and the 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy.
Right, and that's exactly where our mind is at. We know where this is going, right? We know that when Esau decides that he wants to give everybody this sea hip, right? We know that's the line that we don't go, right? Because we know the judgment of the Lord. We know the words of the Heavenly Father that's in His book, right? And we know not to take that mark.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be kind of softened up to that idea. And plus, you're going to have extreme chaos in the earth at the time, right? So people are going to be super under pressure to go and take it. And before that, I don't want that in me. I'm going to come to that point where, you know what, we've got no other way, no other choice. And we've already got this anyway, so we might as well do it.
Break it. Well, it's to quote what Elder Ariala says every now and then. It's like we're kind of in this echo chamber where we're like, we'd never do it. But the majority of these people, they've got no qualm with technology.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a portion of those that won't do it.
Yeah.
Right. And that will be your rebels, your troopers and patriots and all these types of things there. But there will be, a smaller section of the population.
And plus, remember,
causing a lot of trouble
as well. They've already built that narrative of fake news, conspiracy nuts, being a buzzword.
Yeah.
And even remember with the scene 19, people can say, "Oh yeah, people said people were gonna drop dead, which people are dying." But they'll say, "Oh, people said people was gonna die and the world's gonna explode." And it's not happening. So what's gonna be any different with the chip?
Yeah.
And then that's all the elites are waiting for, man.
Well, it's that scripture. Where's the promise of His coming? Then?
So
So
like,
we get up here.
All right.
If you got,
Are we gonna go on that or precept?
yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, promise is coming.
So that's basically what was exactly about to take place, man. I mean, Esau's, he's basically calling everyone into slavery, man.
Mm.
It's very clear.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 1 says, the second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that you may be mindful of the words which you have spoken before by the holy prophets. That's why we always bring out the prophecies, right? And of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So we're out here bringing these prophecies out, saying these things are going to happen. And you're like, well, you said this was going to happen. This hasn't happened yet. But the key word is yet. And this is why we read Habakkuk, right? These things are for an appointed time. We don't have the day and the time of these things. We just know they're going to happen. And that's why we were commanded to watch, right? So that we don't get caught out. It's you guys that are going to get caught out because you're not watching.
Cause I was just looking something up, just on this idea of, like, for us, we were never gonna take the juicy juice, right? So I looked up on the Googles. I was like, what percentage of the UK had at least one? And officially speaking, over 12 plus years old, 92.9%.
Wow, that's
a lot.
Yeah, and,
That's, at least had one.
and even our daily lives, speak to a lot of people got jabs, bro.
Wow,
But people change their mind after the first one. Nah,
Yeah, a lot of people took one. I was like,
92.9.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so that's pretty much 7%.
Yeah.
That did it.
One thing I don't know I don't know what you brothers' experience was, but of the most people that didn't take it, there's a lot of women that were saying, I didn't take it. When there'll be ones where it was like their man was gonna do it, and then she was like, nah, don't take it. Which I found very interesting, because I would expect it to be the other way around.
Like,
You know, there was one of the guys that which got us close to at work. He was, yeah, man, I'm just gonna do it. And then he was basically like, his wife was like, nah, you ain't taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Secret disciples.
You
Go on, please, sir. Sure. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 from the top, the day of the Lord, and it says, "For the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need, but I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night."
We completely understand what times we're living in, right? We know this is a world full of evil, right? Full of wickedness, right? We know that this world is failing, right? And the Most High is about to judge this place, right? So we're drawing ever closer to the end of these prophecies concerning, this place of destruction, right? And that's why everything's kind of getting out of hand, getting out of control. Things are just getting worse, right? But that's prophecy. So we understand what time we're living in, man. Pursuant to 2 Ezra chapter 9. We measure the times by the prophecy.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Because they're all saying this is being done for your protection, for your safety, for your betterment, right? Because for prosperity and all these different things, all the good things that you want as a person, because that's what you do. You want all these good things. But you must notice that every time they speak about these things, nothing good happens.
That's it.
Because they've been talking the same lines for how many years? Like,
What
it's not getting better.
that's the thing. You saw what safety. I was thinking of priesthood. That's what we're from. Because you talk about everyone wants the ultimate. That's one of the things that we're promised you by the Most High, right? So they shall dwell safely, right? So we go and get that in the kingdom, right? But he ain't gonna give it to us.
No. Yeah, he's not the one with the kingdom in his hands, bro. And Yahushua told Satan the same thing pretty much. Because Satan showed him the kingdom. It's like, well, this is not even yours, bro. This Lord will take whatever. This is only the Lord's, and all you have to do is do what he was commanded to do, and he receive it. Same thing as asked of us.
So I was like, it's like me selling your car to someone
Yeah,
else. It's like, yo, bro, I got this whip, bro.
This is not Esau's kingdom. I mean, he's running it right now, but it's not his world, right? The Most High never given him this world to have indefinitely. So he can't really offer it.
Season.
Yeah, so he can't offer it.
It's for a season.
Yeah, you can only offer it for a little time. He can rent it to you. He can rent it to you for a little piece, but you don't own it.
So we go Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will, and he setteth up overeat the basis of men.
right? So it's at the Most High's will who it gets given to. And we know the Most High got intentions to rip this shit from you, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's about to actually do, man.
Yeah.
So that's why we're always watching for these prophecies to happen.
That's right.
And it's I keep saying it, man. You guys know that the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down have the truth. Because I'm seeing a lot of people like even here the digital ID. You know what I'm seeing people post that stop the digital ID. You know the form that they're making. Yeah, I'm seeing people post that like on their statuses.
Yeah.
Like,
But came on work
Like,
chat out of nowhere. I was like,
well, like,
What?
what, is it?
your work chat, you just got thrown in there. It's
Yeah,
okay.
like, bro, people are doing that because in the back of their head, some crazy dudes was outside the station on the street and mentioning the mark of the beast and really mandates. So that through the spirit, man, I believe that buzzword, mandatory.
Because bear in mind, right? We might vote these people in, but these policies were never on the table.
Yeah.
These policies were never on the table. This actually wasn't even a part of the manifesto or nothing like that.
See, that's a good. I said it in the video that I did. It's kind of came out of nowhere. Last Friday, there wasn't a like. I saw something. You know, obviously Tony Blair pops up every now and then. I saw
He's
something
never
about.
going away.
He's
Been around since fucking 03, man.
But really, like Monday, we weren't thinking that there was going to be a ditch. So it shows you something. It shows you that they you know, the elders and the dads, they say that they believe that he's seen something, right? They've seen that they need to
time to drop it.
something needs to happen. It needs to happen quick, right? Because another thing as well that you know, Esau knows the true metrics. Yeah, he's saying that the digital ID, all it does is it solidifies what he already knows. Because they don't get it twisted. Esau knows exactly what you're doing when. Right, you'll get people that with the technology that they have, they already know from your IP you can use a VPN or whatever, right? But using those VPN companies, all you're doing is definitely confirming it's you, right? You know, which they're trying to ban that, but it's like I'm just like, bro, in tech we use VPN, got to use different story, right? But they've already got the technology to track and trace everything that you're doing, right? But they've got an agenda, and so the point I was trying to make is they can see how many people are watching the vids. They can see how many people are waking up, right? And what does it say in Jeremiah 28:8, right? That question, because Esau really he's starting to lose grip every now.
Because I say, because this is why this doctrine it kind of taught the whole world back in Yahushai's time, right? And it might not necessarily be everyone was a follower, but everyone was thinking and questioning things, and it caused that in itself caused chaos.
Yeah.
You know,
The proof of that is those when Yahushai tripped them up, right? And then there was the point where it was like, then after that, it says, then after that, they basically troubled him no more. But the thing is, there was, I think it's to do with reincarnation.
They asked him who is the son of David or the.
I forget the exact account, but basically it was a thing of like they knew within themselves that Yahushua was right and who he was, but they didn't want to lose their seat, right? And that's the thing. A lot of these people, that's what we speak about. A lot of these celebrities, they know, right? They know what we're saying is true, but they don't want to lose their seat in this kingdom.
Yeah. I believe it's when, then after the Lord asked him, so why is it that?
Oh yeah, it's that. Yeah.
Call it. Why did King David call him Lord?
Yeah.
Basically, they have to admit.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically,
That's it. And these people, they know it,
yeah,
right? They know
people
what
know
we're
it,
saying.
bro.
It's true.
I'm loving it, man. I'm seeing people all nervous. I'm loving it. All right, bro. These people are nervous over here, like for brothers in the States. These people in the UK are nervous now.
Yeah.
Especially these people who look up things and scoff. That like they never thought there would be a day to talks about making it mandatory.
remember back in the day we see scorpions from like just random people, right?
Random
Them random guys have gone.
Yeah.
Right, we get mostly score from other camps.
Yeah. But actually,
That's just kind of mad, really.
That's a good point.
It's true.
That's a good point.
These random scorpions are quiet,
Yeah.
right? Because like I said, as time goes on, more and more they able to see more and more.
It's not realistic.
Even
The whole world's
even though they'll never see the whole picture, they are seeing what we're speaking of.
And if I can say as well, man, we're hella blessed with this truth, man, because the thing is, you get other people they've got that feeling in them, something's not right, right? But then their solutions that they're coming to are just the wrong ones.
Yeah.
A lot of people can see that the West is done.
Yeah.
But then what they do is like, all right, man, I'm gonna have to go, to have my Chinese lessons and stuff like that. It's like, no, China's not got next.
Yeah.
But the point is, people can see that the West is done. You know what I'm saying?
No hope. No hope.
No hope.
But because this world is in a state of confusion, when the hard times come, they're just going to resort back to default, which is you're just going to follow the government.
Yeah.
So even though they got this in the back of their mind, they're not going to know how to do anything else.
Government's gonna make it such that there is no other way.
Well, yeah, put it like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, Carl.
The book of Ezekiel 12 and 22. Son of man, what is it? I mean, what is that problem that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
And this is what you're hoping. You're hoping that we're wrong. You're hoping that this kingdom is going to go on forever, right? But everything is saying the opposite to that, right? And although you can't perfectly see it like we see it, you like I said, that something's wrong, and you're concerned, you're worried, and that things may turn out the way we're talking about. You might not believe in the whole, going to slavery part because you're too powerful for that reason. But your kingdom is like, about to go for a transformation.
Yeah. Because it's like hella confused, right? It's just this happened. Oh, what Trump said the other day, right? He signed an executive order basically saying that they're gonna clamp down on left-wing radicals, man.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, right, they just had that film last year, and the thing is, at the end of the film, Civil War, right, the guy, it doesn't look like Trump, but you know what they were alluding to.
He represents Trump. And I say you don't need to be Trump. Trump is the guy in office right now, and Norman, he's the guy because he just kind of ticks a lot of boxes right now. But you don't need to be him.
And that's why it's like, that's why the elites picked a character like Trump, right? Because if it was a Biden bringing it, it's kind of it doesn't really like work in the same kind of way, and especially like the relationship with the rest of the so-called world is kind of like, why would Biden? Whereas with Trump, people already expect him to be a maverick.
But then you say that we was discussing it before that Starmer's doing the same thing on the other side. So he's not like Trump in character. Like I say, it doesn't matter. It's just the agenda that needs to get pushed. And we've got these different characters in the world that people like, look at what's going on. But like, it don't really matter. It don't really matter, man. But Trump's the right kind of character, man. He's the most ignorant president the world has ever seen. But it's funny.
But as well, it's like what also proves it doesn't matter each side is that they want the uproars of the people. They actually do want people to lose their shit.
Yeah.
They actually do want out here to be like children of men.
Because it may well be, like I said, we don't know exactly how it pans out, but it could well be that them man pull this idea for the time being because man are upset with the petition or whatever. They might put it, right? But things get worse, and like it's all like, no, we need to do this.
Yeah, so then they'll open up the floodgate.
All the immigrants. By the boatloads, like by fucking cruise ships. You're coming on cruise ships.
An actual invasion.
Or start a system just for the migrants, and then after say, you know what? Let's just have a system for the migrants.
Yeah.
And then
people would accept that.
Yeah, start somewhere.
Start off somewhere. That's a piece of our
It says 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, it's all games. It's always games. It's all part of the agenda, bro. Like the big agenda ain't going away. Like you signing a petition on uchange.gov is not gonna stop the mark of the beast coming to power.
Because all that shit means that they hear it in the House of Commons or Lords or wherever it is. They can just reject it.
Well,
bring it under a different name. Yeah.
how many people are protesting every week against the war in Palestine?
They're going nuts.
But then you're going up to the UN to chatting shit, and everyone's just like, has to eat it.
Would you call it? It's like they can sign, we will now see Palestine as a state, and then in the background, how many F-15s do you want? There you go. Yeah.
Send over it.
And you said you had one as well, bro?
It's finish up in it.
Ezekiel 12 on the 22 says, Son of man, what is the what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision failed.
Yeah.
Tell them
Yeah,
therefore,
that's what people do. They scoff. They say, "Oh, it's a far off." People been saying this though. People been saying this,
It's not even real.
bro. Just because you've been saying something's gonna happen for a long time doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. No, exactly with the flood.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like even in Esau, like in his research, say, this star is gonna go past Earth in 25 years, and if guess what? Like if you're around long enough, that day comes on the news. Oh yeah, do you remember in 2000 they said that star?
So he
And
could be a prophet.
Esau could be a prophet, but when it comes to us, that's to happen next week.
Yeah.
But guess what? It might happen next week now.
Yeah.
Because though it tarried. No, it's not tiring no more.
But the thing to remember always is anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Anything, and that's what Esau's been getting people's minds prepared to. Like, the prince, there was a major cyber attack against like Heathrow like last week or whatever, right? And once again, what did they show you in what was this film, man? Leave the World Behind. Like, it showed you bare planes falling out the sky or whatever. So imagine they had like a major attack like that, bro. You think the world's gonna be the same the next day?
And that, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that because that was in another movie as well with Batista. You know, the rest of Batista.
Right,
He was like a priest in that movie, right? And he was like a prophet, right? And he kept on telling this flaming couple, right? For some reason, they were trying to save them when he did new movies. And they were new, but yeah, something like yeah. And one of the prophets he said, "Oh, the planes are going to fall out of the sky." So there is that the idea and that notion that there's going to come a point in time where planes are just going to be dropping out of the sky. We've had those recently with the MH 13s or whatever they were, fairly recently. But that's something that can happen in mass in the future.
Go, man. So that's the thing. It's like, especially considering that I don't know how the systems work, but that's the thing. But when you're dealing with Esau, the systems can be corrupted in ways that it's like, how is that even possible? It doesn't matter at that point. Once it's done, it's done. And then Esau can always play from anything. Even let's say it's another 7-7.
Never let the prices go to waste.
Exactly.
That's their thing, man.
The same thing with this CK guy, man. Kirkland. Right? It's just like, bro, when you really look at it, out of nowhere, you're looking at his wife. His wife, like, she's a dead giveaway in the whole thing.
Actor.
Made out of plastic.
tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, man. All of the scoffing words in which they use, it's all gonna come to an end. It's all gonna expire, and that's the same thing that happened with the C-19.
Right? Oh, remember, bro, that was the biggest crowd we've had in ages.
Oh, bro.
That last camp we held.
That last camp we had before lockdown.
Yeah.
People that hadn't come camp, which I hope all of them are doing all right. Mm-hmm. But all the people that they didn't come in years, bro. Mm-hmm. We done it, and then we asked them, "How do you find that camp?" Yeah, trying to do that store, man. Tap in the store, and it's like
diligent.
All of them was
precept. Seeking diligently.
It says that.
Knock at the cabin.
Oh, knock at the cabin.
So that's exactly what happened. I think it's in what?
Well, you got Hosea 5:15. You got Proverbs 1.
You got Proverbs 1's a good one. Oh, I was holding that as well. So they shall seek early.
Mm-hmm. This is it.
Diligent.
Anyone got precept?
Yeah.
This is Proverbs. I'll start from
maybe like we can start from 1:24.
1:24.
I believe. Yeah. We'll start
22.
Okay.
Yeah. 21. Proverbs 1:21. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of a gate in the city. She uttered her words, saying, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge."
And scoffers is a spirit. Like being a scoffer is actually a spirit. It's a demon, because it's like, when you talk to these people in the world, you see the way that patterns, their brain works. Like,
Yeah,
bro, there are people just inclined to just scoff straight away.
Yeah,
Be
Just
adversarial.
be adversarial. Yeah, that's the good. Because even this
bring out the facts. They're trying
Yeah,
to
Satan.
Yeah.
it's Satan, isn't it? It's quite crazy because this dude that you know what I mean I work with, I don't mention anything to him. I don't have no. Anytime you ask me anything, I always play stupid. I've never said that. I always play dumb. But anyway, when the C19, was going on, it's like the word conspiracy theorist would make his face go red. Like he'd be like, these conspiracies about saying, like he literally visibly getting fucking agitated. Like just people talk and people saying it's not real and then saying whatever. Like his face was literally getting red. Then after, months down the line, more and more people that he's cool with started mentioning about the vaccine causing certain problems, and then he started to change his tune, but he was conflicted.
Yeah, I was fun. I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
I was in my mind.
He was conflicted. He's like, ah, shit. But you know what I mean? I've already picked the side, so I can't come back.
Stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the same thing that's gonna happen with the shit.
But if I could touch on that, because I was thinking about that earlier on about pride, man. Right? Because sometimes you're wrong.
Sometimes
And that's the thing. Sometimes people don't like to be like, I was wrong. Because that's if my man, you change your tune. If he had just been like, bro, you know what, I was wrong in it. Like that's like now you're in a better place.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get a lot of people that are probably gonna take it just to be stubborn, just to be stubborn,
Pride.
just to be proud, just to be like,
See,
I got it. And
No, I'm
deep
right.
down-
I'm right.
Like get out in the back.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat. You're not gonna eat.
Yes, it's pride and delusion, man.
Yeah. Oh, choose their delusions.
Copium, isn't it?
Copium. Yeah.
That's a new word that came out, isn't it? It's current era. Copium. That's a nice word.
Opium.
More verse 23 says,
especially after that fight. Terrence Crawford,
Oh,
chosen one. Verse 33.
Saul.
123. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I'll pour out my spirit unto you. I'll make known my words unto you.
Yeah, which from the post on down, man.
That's what
Right?
everywhere.
This word is everywhere. You certain times I always remember like when I was in school, like 7, I was like 12 years old maybe. There was a guy where you would say, yeah, man, and you get some white people that say white people are the devil. And then it was only years later, I was like, oh shit, that must have been someone in one that was one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? And but that goes show you that this was something that's been in the earth. That vibration. It's like
Been around a long time. People know who the prophets are, bro. People know, bro. Man.
The deep thing is we may go to work thinking no one knows. But I saw him down in that place. Yeah, he's always there.
I've got a few people that say, "Oh, I see you."
You're one of them guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't say. I remember one time it was 2 girls from the office. They walked past and that, and I was expecting to hear something when I got in on a Monday. It was like nothing ever happened. So there's a lot of people that know that just don't necessarily speak about it because the thing is, once again, deep in their heart, they're hoping it's wrong.
Yeah.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity.
Right? You don't want to, acknowledge or accept the judgment the Most High is about to bring based on your wickedness and your evil in the earth, man. Right? Because you feel like, especially you don't feel like you're responsible for nothing. You don't want to take accountability for nothing, right? Everything you did was above board, right? So you're gonna believe it, right? But the Most High got a serious issue with this place, man. A serious issue, man, and he's got a serious issue with his people. And those that don't repent to him, not about his people, they're gonna feel the wrath of the Lord along with the rest of the world, man.
The Lord has a vendetta.
Nation. I will mock when your fear cometh. Yeah. In the world they call that what? Dark humor.
Well, it's good. But who's he gonna be laughing? He's laughing to us.
Yeah.
And let's be real. When bro, we talk about the C19. We had grins on our face, even with this current
That
situation.
was a nice time.
We had grins on our face when we were seeing the fear and dread in people's eyes. It was like, wow.
World turned
Well,
upside
that's
down.
right now, oh.
Bro, like people was mentally fucking breaking down, bro. Like,
Bro, they
remember
post
people
up on bloody YouTube and that all day long.
Yeah.
They're posting the breakdowns and shit.
yeah, do you remember when people had to hug through the plastic? They put the plastic in someone and hug.
Oh,
I can't hug her. And all
Yeah,
that.
yo,
Esau's
Esau's got to be
made a
destroyed
mind.
just for that.
People had
For
was-
that alone, bro.
Bro, remember when people would wear visors?
Visors.
But it's still a vent of air.
You know,
underneath.
you piss me off.
Yeah.
You know, you got a big ass room, right? Because you only have 6 people in the room or something
Yeah,
like that. And it's like, bro, I just want to sit down. I can't go into the damn room because there's 5, 6 guys there. I have to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Bro, I remember that time
Hell,
when
man.
those people at work that would come to work and get one of Jake came to work. He said, "Look, I tested positive, but I'm all right."
Oh, said that out loud.
And, bro, he got sacked on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
And I know now if he wanted to get his job back, he probably could, but he probably moved on. But it's like that's how crazy it got.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, I remember around that time when the person sneezing gets test positive, the whole work area would have to get cleaned,
down.
deep cleaned.
Bro,
It was
You sort of messed the shit up.
it was a cool time getting paid.
And now you've got, you know, all these smaller businesses are gone
yeah.
because of all of that. All these super businesses are really mostly running.
Make
And everybody else that's still running is suffering right now still.
Right.
There's a lot of people that have mentally never recovered from the vid.
Yeah.
They're just broken. That because you
Especially
gotta
kids.
you gotta understand that was some people's first actual bit of trouble.
Mm.
Right, in this Western world, a lot of these people never really known trouble like that.
Yeah.
They always use the example of we were at war with Afghanistan and Iraq. We never felt it here. Them man felt it.
Yeah.
We never felt it here. Right, all of the what 2008. Okay, a little bit of financial crisis. Okay, you could only go on 1 holiday this year instead of 3. That was a lot of people's first actual trauma. So you imagine how bugged out and how desperate they're going to be when the MOTB is enforced as a solution. Right? They're just going to be like, look, man, what do they say? The new normal. We just need to get back to normal.
And it showed you how quickly that hate was coming out.
Yeah.
They were stressing, bro.
Because if you wasn't vaccinated, bro, you was public enemy number
Yep.
1.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Bitch, I thought it was the vaccines to help you.
Yeah.
You
should be cool, innit?
Yeah. You got to be cool.
Well,
If it's gonna take me out, okay, then I'll go out.
Yeah.
I'll
take my chances.
Yeah, take my
Which-
chances.
which goes to show you that whole thing that's been happening with Jimmy Kimmel was another distraction, right? Because what did during this, I always remember during his CV, he basically said, if you ain't got the jab and you go to hospital, you should be allowed to die.
Yeah.
Right. You said, oh, you had a heart attack, but you ain't got
Big
the
deal.
jab. Yeah, big deal.
Yeah.
Basically said, let them die.
Mm.
Now that to me sounds more of a
Crazy.
fireable
That
of a
is
friend.
that is
Yeah,
that
that sounds
is
crazy.
barbaric.
That's barbaric. That's a spirit that he was, but nothing ever happened. Right, but also goes to show as the Bible goes into, just how easy, because you had the whole clapping
Like seals.
like seals, which goes to show you how easy it is for Esau to manipulate people from one side to another. It's like, sorry, got precept.
Remember that?
Yeah, kind of. And it says, verse 27, Proverbs 1 and 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh
Bro,
upon you.
distress, those 2 words, bro. That that deep that the scripture says weeping and gnashing of teeth. Yeah. That deep anxiety, blood. Wow. Where anxiety can feel throughout every fiber of your body. That's when people want to seek the truth, man.
Yeah.
Because remember, they're still gonna there's peace and safety now, but there's still gonna be a time where the chip is gonna be like merging of lives and all that.
It's like scripture say, evil shall grow on the earth.
The evils
So
are gonna
that,
grow, man.
that anxiety, that desperation, that's
Yeah.
only going to grow as time goes on. You know.
You know?
And it says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, man.
Mhm.
You know?
Last bits, like it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai.
Which the precept to that is in 2 Ezra 9. The name, then they shall learn after death by pain, man. Right? Because the prophets have been out there. right?
Blowing the trumpet.
Blowing a trumpet.
For a long time.
And the beautiful thing is, man, these scoffers have helped us greatly. Hey, vocab, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You know, you
That's the
gotta,
truth.
you allowed this truth to be exposed to people who otherwise wouldn't have listened to it, right?
To you.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Chaka Bars too. You got that effeminate ass Jake. He's from out here, innit? Yeah, from out here, right? I remember there was one time he basically was because he's on that whole Save the Black Queen spirit, right? He basically uploaded a clip of the IUIC going against Eve, man, right? So then this was maybe like 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah, I had to unfollow that nigga. It was too much. You know,
too much of a simp.
yeah, you know, certain individuals bring out certain information. So you're like, oh, okay, you follow. And then after a while, you're like, nigga,
Bad simp.
bad simple. It's like, bro, she's just a woman, innit? She bleeds, she shits, bro. Like, come on, man.
You sure she shit?
She's gold.
Oh, that's that song Roses, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I was done on that.
Yeah, finish.
Cool. I'll read this, right? So back in the chat. So to ask us, how would a digital ID be a forerunner of the MOTB, like what's being proposed in the UK, right? So reread what I read before. It's a good question. A digital ID system, right, could realistically be seen as a forerunner or stepping stone towards something like the MOTB, especially if we're assuming that prophecy will manifest through modern tech, right? It says what a digital ID does, centralizes identity. All your personal information, right, passport, driver's license, medical, banking, biometrics in one system. Which, if you look at Estonia's actually already got it. Estonia's deep, super advanced. Estonia, everyone's got like an ID and it has everything. It's been like that for a while, right? And basically, I remember one guy when it was, if you watch it, I think it's on a documentary called Connected on Netflix. You look for that; it's in one of the episodes. Guy was like, bro, in my entire life, it goes show you that they've had this system for quite a while. So in my entire life, I've only spent like 15 minutes doing taxes ever. Right? Why? Because everything was connected. So it didn't, which really, when you look at it, sometimes you're like, bro, how can you not know? How can you not tell me how much tax I need to pay, but you know when I've got it wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Always know what it's
Always know when I've got it wrong. Whereas the ID that's going to solve all of it, right? It says links to financial.
Yeah, I mean, even that is something that they was talking about. They were basically saying with a digital ID, like certain pensioners that ain't getting their money, if they're in the system, they'll be able to get money that's originally owed onto them.
But this is what we speak about though. How a lot of this stuff that we find wrong with this place, it's wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? It's wrong and slow on purpose. Like I made a tax request. I was like, yeah, we'll get back to you in 40 days. I was like, why is it gonna take you 40 days to, like, it's in the system? You know you owe me the money. Give me
But that's why we need the AI.
Exactly.
And this is what gets pushed on us, like, you know, because things like this, things are not made to work, and they're cutting down the workers, the jobs, and those kinds of things, so they can replace them with this new system. And that's why they invested so much in these databases, data centers rather. They're popping up everywhere to move around this fucking masses of data that they're moving around, you know, and have AIs manage it. You know, while you're losing your job, their man's spending money on investing in that.
Yeah, and the data center is not cheap, man. When you think about the hardware involved, but the hardware is really one small part of the problem. It's the heat.
I was gonna mention this, right? Because I remember reading an article a while back, you know, recommending that, you know, residents of the UK should, you know, watch how much water they use, because they need the water for the cooling system for the data centers. I'm like, what the fuck's it got to do with me? So what you mean? Me, I gotta wash my water usage.
Yeah.
When you're gonna burn through just to keep your shit cool. What's it, you know what I mean? But I got to pay for
design it better.
You know what I mean?
It says links to financial access potentially tied to online banking. Not it says potentially will be tied to online banking, tax records, benefits, and digital.
Well, the government's always talking about taking the money out of your account.
Yeah.
If you've got a certain amount of savings or whatever.
Yeah.
If you owe them money.
What was that last year?
Yeah. So it's already being linked, you know, even if it's just by word, by the minute. But they do have ideas to link it to your bank. So it's not potentially, they might not be working on that.
integrations. I mean, it says could be, but Starmer said it will be required for jobs, healthcare, education, travel, and even voting. Right? It says how it could be a forerunner phase one digital infrastructure. And it's one thing we always speak about.
They've already built the system.
They built this, and this is just really solidifying it. So then, when it does come to the crisis where where they're gonna force the MOTB on everyone, right? They can all the infrastructure's already there. I use the example of the CV again, right? People are like, oh, the technology they use for the jabs, that's brand new, right? It's never been tested. What do they come out and say? No, we've been working on it for 10 years. And that's what they're gonna say this time.
In places like Estonia. You know what I mean? There's somewhere in the world where they've been doing these things. You know, just that you don't know where the fuck. Well,
That's it.
I mean, I don't think I can even pinpoint where Estonia is. So most people don't even know where Estonia is. That's some random ass country somewhere. But like I said, they've been trying out these different technologies in these different places. You know, vaccines in different countries. They've been,
Big test result.
Yeah.
so it's been happening somewhere. You're not privy to it. And then when it comes to bringing it out, it's like, well, you know, it's not completely untrialed because we were doing it over here. You know.
Goes on to say, it says UK proposal talk about voluntary IDs on phone apps, QR codes, etc. And that's the thing as well. It's like, yeah, it will, like when they enforce it, it'll be voluntary. You just can't do shit without. You know, it was
Choose not to.
Yeah. I mean, if you plan on eating, then you can use it. But if you don't want to eat, then that's
fine.
fair enough. You're more than okay to not use it.
the word there is coercion. You're coerced into.
And that's why it speaks about revelation. He causes both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive, right? Because he's like, if you could choose, you have choice, right? But there is no choice. Let's be realistic. There's no choice. He ain't offering you a choice. Yeah, he ain't offering you a choice. And it's the same with both sides. He's kind of playing on that as well. It's the illusion of, because without it, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Unless you're spiritual, then the most high got your back. But in a carnal world, you're gonna die.
So,
there's no way you're gonna go on right, man. And he's gonna hunt you down eventually.
that's why once again we're very best. Although the Lord is gonna do some stuff, because Scripture says, in the day of thy power, thy feet shall be willing. But it's just like, really, if you were to tell someone in the world right now, don't take that MOTB no matter what. But what if like my baby's in that? Like, what if even if they threaten your baby, don't take them. But they're gonna look at you like you crazy 50 heads.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, people be like, what do you mean I
Love
shouldn't
your
take
kids?
it for my baby? You know what I'm saying? But for us, we're like, hey,
This is what the Lord speaks about, having the faith of Abraham, man.
That's it.
Because Abraham was prepared to sacrifice his own son that was heir to the promise.
That's it.
Right? In order just to do the will of the Lord, man. And that's how we've got to be. No matter what scenario is gonna creep up on brothers might go through different things, right? But we know what we have to do.
Without faith, run to death.
That's right. You want to get something like that?
It's a book of 2 Ezra 16, I'm sorry, from 40. It say, "Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Hey, so that's the spirit. Because the top comment on here, the brother's name is B as Pilgrim. So that's a spirit, bro.
Which really to be a pilgrim all the time, it takes faith. Because really a pilgrim has to have faith by nature anyway.
Because that by that point you physically rejected the world. We're not operating in the world no more. We're not going to do your job no more. You know what I mean? You actually been ejected out of the place. Yeah. So you're just moving in the spirit now.
9 to 5.
So that means you got out there. You're relying only upon the faith.
In the time of Lot, when Mosiah was about to destroy, those 3 cities, he told, Lot to find out. 5 cities, yeah, Lot to get out with his, family and stuff like that. But the woman, because of lack of faith, they look back. Because of my good.
In the wall.
And perks. That's what I was saying. That's what Scripture says. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Because someone that has got a lot, and that's going to be hard to remove from that. Right?
What's the problem about the parable of like a rich man?
Yeah. Because I remember I was chatting to someone, right? And the thing is, like, she actually she lives this life, but then she even admits, she's like, yeah, I was like, bro, I was like, it's very hard for someone, as just an example, that's flown first class all their life to then start flying coach. Right? She's like, yeah, it's real. Right? She was like, yeah, because it's just the thought of like, back then,
I'd be disappointed too.
you know, you know. But the point I'm trying to make is someone that's lived a certain level of luxury. When you take that away from them, it's
And it's the same thing when the scripture speaks about it's hardly that a rich man will
Yeah.
get into heaven kind of thing, because he has to give up a lot to be there, right? Because he's already got what he wants. So
Mhm.
why does he need the kingdom of heaven? He's kind of already in his heaven, right? So he don't really want to give it up because he seems like I've got enough already. He's satisfied, right? But our mentality, look, man, this world is not good enough. You know, we're prepared to have nothing just to get to the kingdom of heaven. So, but I just want to bring this out quickly. It's Psalm 62, verse 10. Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, because we work, you know, there's things brothers got and stuff like that. You know, of course, you're gonna, the Lord's blessing you, you're gonna get things, isn't it? But it says this: if riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Right, so we have to have this mindset that we got what we got for the time being, but we know this is all gonna be taken away.
Well, it says that in Second Ezra, like as those that
That's this
have
chapter,
a
yeah.
business, you know, that they ain't gonna make merchandise. Those that get as if he lose, you know, because look, when that time comes, man, Lord and us brothers, you know, sisters that's in the faith, when they say, you know, if you don't take it, your job is gonna be taken away from you Monday, or this banking system's gonna crash and you're gonna lose all your money. Brothers ain't gonna, I mean, I didn't have much in there, you know, and now.
Because that's what they're going to threaten your savings, your pensions, and all these things. And most
Yeah,
people break over that, bro.
But
Yeah,
especially
bro.
the pension.
Bro,
Yeah.
there's people at work who check their pension every morning. I'm not even exaggerating.
I know. It's like
Every morning
I
I
go
go
crazy.
pension. Oh, shit's going down. It's going up. Like even remember when Trump was having a couple months ago, there was a big event with Trump, and it affected all the stock markets and all that. And then so like a lot of people lost a lot of their pension, and it was, bro, that whole I mean, I ain't gonna say my first name, but let's say Steve, man. Trump, man, he's fucking up my pension, man. Bro, Jake check it every morning, bro.
You know what I because they're all really touching on it on the left hand side. But in that show Sabrina, man, they kind of went in heavy. One of the things that stood out was when, because Sabrina, her whole thing is she wanted to stay in the world, basically, but also like have the access to this other side, right? With where
She wanted the responsibility of being the witch or something. I can't remember.
No, she wanted to be in a witch. She had to basically leave. She had to leave the world behind.
Yeah,
Like, she had to like come out of that. But basically, what her cousin and the thing was saying was like, look, man, you're immortal. You are gonna the way you think is very different to the way that they think. And and I thought about that's really what we live, right? Because they're thinking about my pension. We're like, bro, we ain't gonna get to 65.
Hopefully not. Yeah, 65.
You'll be through. You know what I'm saying? But that's a mentality. It's like we've got our thoughts are immortal. Their thoughts are mortal.
They have our treasures up in heaven.
Exactly. They're worried about. They're worried about shit that we're just not worried about.
Bro, we're totally banking on and knowing that this is gonna all happen. Bro, that all our chips is on red, bro.
If I'm wrong, I'm gonna fucking suffer, but I don't care.
I'd rather hope in that than what Esau's got to
bro,
offer.
there is no plan B out here.
There's no plan B.
I don't think you understand the way the world is gonna become anyway. If Esau was allowed to rule, what's what would be like?
I'd rather not be here.
No.
What? Because I was thinking about it because the elders said it as well, but I was just really like thinking about it whilst I was at camp, right? Esau is a sadist, right? Why would you want a sadist to literally be inside you? Like he's gonna know everything about you. This guy's an actual sadist, and he's
like his pet child inside you.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he's gonna, and because I think about it, he's gonna know when two chips are near each other, and he's gonna. If you think about it, right, when a man sees a woman, the certain hormones can change, right? So then he's gonna be like, oh, those two are showing elevated levels of this and that hormone. They must be having sex. Why do you want Esau to know when you're popping your woman?
Bro, there's that
Probably have a meter for every
exactly.
meter in the body, man.
There was a Black Mirror episode. I think it was the last season that came out, and I can't remember what it was called, man. But you can adjust the emotions by the app or some shit in it. But Esau got access to your mind and shit.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, well,
No, no,
well
it's
to build on that, Musk said with the Neuralink that they can solve depression.
That's it. Which people and people see it one way. Oh, make you happy.
But then, that's all. That's all like that's like witchcraft, man. Because we see it in reference these movies because that's what the future is. That's pretty much. But the equilibrium, that man will just dopamine, bro. They were just you know,
Can't
when
express.
they can't express emotion. They can't get angry. So they weren't depressed. They weren't nothing. They were just zombies,
Well,
essentially.
Well, that's the and be happy.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna know anything else anyway. You know, because you ain't gonna be fucking depressed. You could be like, yes, but you know, that's what they want. They just want something that someone, people that are obedient, that don't cause no problems. They just accept whatever it is, how they want to be treated.
Well, we read earlier on in Ezekiel 28, right? One of the things, that God complex, right? Now, there's several times when with Yahweh Shai, we say with Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai knowing their thoughts. Right now, he may not be able. Well, if you got the Neuralink, he'll be able to. But even just like from your hormones, you will know it's like, oh, this guy is anti. He's against me right now or whatever.
No.
And that's it. He's just gonna know. It's like, why do you want a sadist to have that much information about it?
And just quickly on that as well, the WF dude,
Yeah, come on, man.
he was talking about knowing people's thoughts, like, because he wants to connect with people.
Hackable
You
animal.
know, you know,
sorry.
he said, wouldn't it be great if I knew how he was feeling? No, no, he fucking wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. You know, but they want to know intimately about you at every moment.
Human beings are
You know?
hackable animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you got
That's what he
the
said.
pre-crime thing.
Yeah.
Throw in that. You know, you got the whole Minority Report thing. They just want the opposite. The surveillance is real.
Yeah.
You know, like omniscient. They want to be omniscient.
They want to. Yeah. Well, it says it here. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
So again, who's doing all of this, right? Because let's just focus on who Esau is, right? Because it's just all white people, but you like to deny it, right? It's some Arab somewhere in Iraq.
Yeah.
Because that's where Babylon is. Iraq, Babylon, that's what he's talking about. Bro, they ain't on shit. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing on the earth, man.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna point to, oh no, we're Japhites. Bro, no, you're not. You are biblical Edomites that are ruling the earth right now. You're the one running all this shit, doing all this crazy shit, right? That's who the Lord's wrath is coming towards. You demons, right? Moving the world and how you see fit, man. It's you. Nobody Iraqi, bro. Stupid, man.
Yeah, shit. The only thing you care about is goats.
Bro, they're picking up the pieces from the wall, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, they're not doing anything. You've got no technology, no power, no strength, no nothing. Oh, it's the Saudis. They've got swords in their back and their flags. What are you talking about, bro? They're men are old jockeys, bro. Being financed by America, like.
Speak about people who was blessed with a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk about swords.
That's what I mean.
It says, even him. You know what? I'm gonna start high actually. From 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and a man of sin be revealed.
That's Esau,
Right?
okay, the so-called white man. Okay,
The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped.
is that not what he aspires to do? To disprove that this is God's creation? That he's like, like he's the founder, the founder of everything, trying to search at the beginning of everything, trying to change and all everything because it's not good enough for him. That's Esau.
So that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself he is to the Most High. And it's interesting that brother made at the point. He literally wants to sit in the temple in terms of the people of Israel being the walking temple, essentially. So, but by him putting that chip in, he's like he really literally wants to be inside you, man. With that chip, manage you,
bear
man.
his brand.
Yeah, man.
mark.
Yeah. And it's spiritual when you think about the temple, man. Esau's always had a history of all the temples Jake had, of always persecuted, or always making it fucking unclean. You know, when the Babylonians, you know, was coming against us, it was the Edomites that burnt the temple under the Antiochus in that period when the Maccabees the rededication. He also physically defiled the temple and ransacked the temple. You know what I mean? You know, there's a scripture in it that basically speaks about how like the temple and the land was a partaker of Jake's affliction. Because every time the people was being afflicted, the temple was getting catching hell too, you know? And essentially, man, with that mark of the beast, he actually wants to make his place in that temple permanent. You know what I mean? Make you, you know, just unclean, man, and you know what I mean, and defiled.
Yeah.
Like essentially, man.
Quick precept. Psalms 137, verse 7. So remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon. He's identified that Edomites are the daughter of Babylon. Right? So we know he's not talking about no fucking Iraqi, man.
Yeah.
Right? O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. You ain't done us good.
Yep.
You ain't done us good, man. There's no way you can kind of twist it to make it sound like you've done us any good, man.
No, they gave us roads.
They gave us roads. We got Nikes on our feet, so we can jump higher.
Well, this is what I was. It's like when that whole argument of they gave us, we built roads. Look, man,
Well,
you built those roads for yourself. Like, don't ever let Esau play that one, because when you talk about Prince, why were they in those places, right? To basically get resources, to get rich, right? So to move, if you I know it. When you're in them countries and you ain't got a good road, a journey that should be 10 minutes can easily be 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days.
Bro. I know this brother knows. Sure. It's hell, bro.
It's
Bro,
hell.
a bad road, especially after like a flash flood.
Yeah,
No, bro, have you seen?
done that?
Never had roads where there's no road no more. After the rain, bro.
So he will be like, oh, we built roads. No, you built them for yourselves, bro. Don't try it.
Well, check out anything Esau's kind of, well, not everything, but no, most things that Esau's created, like the internet, for instance, it wasn't civilian stuff.
Yeah,
It was military,
military.
right? Same with trains. It wasn't for civilians to travel. It was for the companies to move their shit across the country, right?
Yeah,
It's very massive, right? It's everything like that. It's all built based on the necessity of the elites, what the elites needed.
Yeah. Even the idea of they built schools, that was for indoctrination. That's why, for instance, what do? They with our brothers Gad and Reuben, right? They would take them from their heritage, right, and then force them to go into these schools, right, to forget who they are.
Yeah,
I want
I think it's called Kill
the man.
Indian.
Oh yeah, killed India. Yeah.
That's
it. And then
Real
even
Christians.
even when you look at like some of the stuff that this truth cleanses us from, that we learned from school. From a young age, we're basically in the UK, as people, we're from a young age, you are taught to question the Most High in one way or another in these school systems.
Yep.
Right? Then they have what's referred to as a curriculum, right? That curriculum is everyone learns these set things. What you're gonna learn? You're gonna learn about evolution, right? You're gonna learn in RE. You're gonna have subjects about, well, if they science, but then the Bible says this, then which one is right? So that's that, putting that down from a young age. So never believe Esau when he's talking about roads in school. You're a devil. Sorry.
He lies about most things, everything.
Lies about everything. He lies about who he is.
He lies about lying.
He lies about lying.
Father of lies.
Father of it, man. Right, it says but back in 2 Thessalonians 2:5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And it's like now, the Lord has Esau ruling until the time he can stop ruling. And that's why the prophecies are happening. Because it's coming to that. Because remember, as much as we talk about concentration camps, the mark of the beast, and all this, this is all spiraling all down to Esau's end anyway.
Yeah.
This is, remember, it's like as he's about to fill his belly, that's when the Lord's gonna take him down. So as much as it's to the carnal eye, it seems like it's gonna get more power. Yes, I finally been able to have them in slavery. You know, remember them scenes of Scooby Doo where they're out of been able to.
Well, but that's how he's
You
feeling.
got away with it.
meddling kids.
It's always one of them at the end as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Always
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
how they're feeling right now.
Oh,
Just got away. Oh, they got away with it. Well, no, he's meddling children. He's
Yeah.
meddling children who? Children of Israel.
Yeah, that's basically because at the end of it all, they basically get caught. You know, like Scooby might pull his garment, which exposes his, his mask or whatever, and then he get, and then he gets. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yes, I would have been able to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it wasn't for these Israelites, you know what I mean? And it says, and then, it was perfect actually.
Mhm.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, you know, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. Right? You know, which their powers and signs and lying wonders is what they got planned, man. You know, with this Neuralink, talking about to help people that are paralyzed, you know, to now walk, people who have mental health problems, and now think, you know, good thoughts apparently, and all that kind of stuff. It's just all powers. It's really witchcraft, and people don't actually see it.
Mhm.
You know, scientific witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revelation 16:14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles. And it's part of those miracles going into technology as well as going into. It says, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty.
Yeah. And it's funny, man. You know when you go into that word for wonders in this verse, it says the same thing. Miracle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A wonder.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there are certain things that the Lord has given
Pseudos.
Karen.
Lion. When it says lion wonders, the
Karen.
lion is pseudos. So that's pseudoscience.
Yeah. Science falsely so called.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Lord has given Esau, and that's it, the Lord has given him. Right?
It says, if I go to point 3, it says, in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. That's what it's gonna seem like with the chip. Salvation. It's gonna, bro. The C19 became salvation.
It became an idol.
It became an idol.
Man, it was really, it's really actually,
It became a salvation.
it's mad. Like,
Yeah.
once again, I don't know how, like, when you know how you both were at work and like what you kind of observe from people. But bro, some of the stuff that I was seeing, bro, I remember there was one, it was a Nige guy, man. Bro, it was like, oh yeah, what do you call it? I'm gonna be out later. I can't do the accent, innit? But I need to go get my shot. And then like the big grin came on his face because it was like, oh my gosh, you're getting one, right? Because he basically made it such that it was almost like it literally a badge of honor. And that's
Badge
why
of honor. Yeah.
people would legit have badges. I remember, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, yeah, people
Yeah.
had the stamp.
Yeah,
stickers.
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah. And I was just there like,
Fucking
what?
weirdo,
Esau had grown adults,
Yeah.
grown men wearing
Nigerians.
stickers,
Yeah.
grown Nigerians wearing stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers.
Stamps.
What you give to your 5-year-old,
Yeah.
Esau had grown ass adults wearing it.
Badge of honor.
That's you're gonna think.
Crazy. Like a lollipop at the dentist.
Yeah.
What? Hey, but later, people gonna get their stamp. But is it that
glow,
chip, man?
Yeah, that glow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the stamp.
Yeah. That saw. That grievous saw, man.
You know, like Simpsons. style.
Yeah. That's exactly what was about to come, man. You know.
I got something.
Yep.
Figure it out. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 49, because we're talking about Esau being exposed, isn't it? Jeremiah 49:10. It says, but I've made Esau bare. I've made Esau bare. Shut up. Yeah. Let's go in that 10 minutes. Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I've uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." Yeah. So what was that talking about? Esau is being exposed, man. Yeah, Esau is being exposed. His plans is being exposed. Yeah, his intentions is exposed. His wickedness is being exposed. Yeah, we see it through his BS. And where do we see it? Through the scriptures, man. No, so starting with the elders and apostles, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Messiah is dealing with, on down. Yeah, and breaking the prophecies down. We see all his plans. The gradualism to the MOTB. Yeah, the normalization with the CV and all of that, where it leads to. Like the things that's been happening with the Charlie Kirk, with the left and right. But when you watch he's like certain movies like what's the
that one?
Enemy of the State?
Mm-hmm.
Enemy of the State, I just recently watched it. Guess what? The same things that's been happening is happening now. Was happening in the Enemy of the State. Because the guy was trying to pass a bill at Congress, right? But he wanted to get someone assassinated that was working in that field. And there was a lot of talks and arguments on the fascist right and the left, which is going on right now. See?
Yeah. The film Civil War as well.
Civil War.
All this is a predictive program.
Predictive program, yeah.
And some people don't want to believe in that, but that's whatever, isn't it? Believe what you want to believe. All we're telling you is, man, that it's scarily similar. As the things that they have previously shown us, as if as if they always knew that it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Real quick,
what you says, Romans 3:3. What if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High?
doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
You can disagree with us to the cows come on, as they say. You know what I mean? But we can argue about it. But what's happening? Is what we're saying happening, or is it not happening? Are those things you saw in the movies happening, or they're not happening? Whatever you want to say, it's just a movie. But yes, it's scripted. It's still a story. So it's scripted, right?
Sure.
And it's just like all these politicians. Things are scripted.
Yeah.
It's all the same, really.
Yeah.
They always passing papers and enacting things and whatever. There's a script at play, right? And they're just following the same script, pretty much,
Yeah.
Just that one's for entertainment. They're all supposed to be real life,
And when you watch them old movies, a lot of them are Masonic, man. They've got Masonic symbolism. You might see certain numbers like the 911, the movies, stuff like that. They call it subliminal messages, Easter eggs and stuff like that. Enchantments in their movies, man. Tell you what they're gonna do, their plans in the future.
and to explain this to somebody that's not really clued up, is kind of like difficult, isn't it, right? But like the scripture speaks about how subtle Esau is, and subliminals is just that. It's a subtlety that you don't, you watch something, you don't really know what's happening. But he's throwing things at you, and it's going in there in your subconscious, man. It's like it's prepping you and priming you for things, to come, or to, how to react to certain things or whatever. It's always going on. He's always working his witchcraft, and that's nothing. You don't think witchcraft exists.
Yeah.
You don't think it exists, but Esau's continuously doing it. But he's doing it so much, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Because you think this is normal. And this is anything but normal, man. He's always working his witchcraft, man.
Yeah, that's right. I got something. You got something?
Yeah.
It's on point, yeah?
One. Psalm 64 verse 2, and it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity."
So what council was we a part of? Was anybody a part of that was there when they said, we're going to drop this digital ID? It's a secret council. We wasn't there. We didn't know what they were discussing.
Yeah.
Right? All we know is the result of that discussion.
That's it.
So yeah, we were talking about. Like I say, no one knows a conspiracy until it's found out.
Yeah.
Because conspiracies can go on for a long time before anyone finds out about it.
Yeah.
And then it's something that you find out in retrospect that it was taking place, but at the time you didn't know. Right. So there's always these secret councils going on. You don't know about, but they're doing things.
Yeah, they always try to expose it later on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Try to make it, these films and documentaries.
Because
and
there was no evidence at the
Yeah.
time. So you sound crazy if you used to say it.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence. So of course, like you're gonna look crazy because you do it's speculation.
Yeah.
right? You're going based on speculation because you're trying to connect dots that there's no evidence to connect necessarily. But we have the scriptures, and this is the thing that pieces everything together, right? We know how Esau wants to move. We know his agendas, his MOs, right? So we know why he does certain things, the way he does it, because he wants to accomplish taking the birthright, right? So he's doing all of this just to make himself be this, be the chosen people, so to speak,
That's it. Yeah.
by force, right? So anything he does is not for the good of mankind. He's not here for humanity. He acting like he out here trying to save everybody, but he's out here for himself. The elites are for themselves.
That's it.
They don't even care about the majority of their own people,
Yeah.
right? So just know that anything he does is there's an underhanded agenda that he's doing, an evil underhanded agenda that he's doing, right? So yeah, protect us. That's why he's saying protect us, man.
That's right. And it says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Evil, man, not good. These secret counsels are not good, right? When we come out and speak to you, we lay everything open. We tell you exactly how it's going to be. We're not telling you, we're going to come into power and we're going to treat everybody nice.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you that because that's not what's going to happen, right? You're going to get punished,
Yep.
right, for your transgressions, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Esau, on the other hand, he'll give you the whole fucking show. He'll give you the whole show. Yeah, we're trying to fight immigration.
Yeah.
We're doing it for you to get jobs back and all this stuff. Peace and safety, right? As you read earlier,
Everybody's equal.
everyone's equal. But he's looking to fucking put you in the next level of slavery
Yeah.
that's never been seen on the earth before.
Yeah.
Right. So this is why you can't trust him because he's not open.
Yeah. Not open. That's right.
And it says they commune of laying snares privily.
Traps.
That's it.
They cover the branches. No one can see it. No one can see what I'm doing.
Booby
We're gonna catch all of them. But you ain't gonna catch the elect though.
Yeah.
That's who you can't catch. That's who you need to catch. That's it. After the rest of the world, you need to catch the elect,
It's true. Yeah.
but you can't.
Yeah.
The Most High won't allow it, man. So you got I know you've had Israelites on the comment board say, but what if something happened and I was in hospital and they gave me the chip and and I was sleeping, I didn't know. Bro, if that's the case, man, it's bad times for you. It's bad times. You're not the elect. That's how you found out. That's the bad way to find out, but that's how you found out. And that's just what it means. Because if the Lord is with you, it won't happen. It will not happen. No scenario is going to happen where you're gonna receive it.
Yeah.
Right. So you should just have that in your mind.
Yeah.
Right. Don't. But you're scared. You're fearing. We're not fearing those situations, man. If we find out that's what happens to us, I'm gutted. But what can I do? It is what it is at the end of the day, innit? But that's how it is.
Yeah, like there was one scene. I think it was Man of Steel. I think one time, one of the Man of Steels, I think he lost his powers, but he got weaker, and they dragged him to the hospital. And as soon as they tried to inject the needle, it couldn't go through. So that's what could happen to the elect. So they might try, give you the chip, but it won't go through.
Could be, or you're
See?
just not in that situation.
Or you're not in
period.
that situation. Yeah.
The Most High didn't have it in that situation.
Miracles are going to happen in this last stage.
Spiritual power. Yeah.
Spiritual power. Yeah.
This quick one. It's the book of Psalm 33 and 18. Behold, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their souls from death and to keep them alive in famine.
Right. So we're in this truth to believe, right? To have faith, right? So we're in this to believe we're part of the elect. We're not going to worry about the ifs, the maybes, what could happen, the what ifs, right? We're here to walk with faith and just believe that at the end of the walk, no matter how hard it is, no matter what we have to go through, the Lord is going to deliver us, right? So we, of course, we think about these situations because we have to prepare ourselves mentally, to face them, to resolve our spirit, right? But we don't worry about failing to them, to fall into these situations. Right, because we have to believe the Most High is with us, man.
Yeah, I also say, the angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear Messiah.
Yeah.
So no matter what the situation you're gonna be in, Messiah may make a way for you to escape, to get out of it, So even in your work, on your what they call you say, like, I mean, on the hospital, on the
Mm.
bed, you know, most time may send someone, or it may make it, or it may intervene in a way that you may find like unlive, you know,
Yeah.
to get you
Impossible.
out there. Yeah,
Right. But with the scripture says, with the Most High, nothing's impossible, man.
that's right.
I got a sign. You got
Yeah. No, I had, but it's gone on mine. I can't think what.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 65, verse 13. So like, and it says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye should be hungry."
Because this is going to be the breaking point for most people. When people find out they can't get access to food,
Yeah.
people's attitudes towards things are going to change. You know, this isn't going to be a simple case of I lost my job. You know, I mean, yeah, that has its own complications, but the fact that you can't get food at all, you know, that even if you try to steal it, it'd be difficult. You know, people are going to start bugging out, man, like on another level. Well, and this is why the mark of the beast is going to be so polarizing, because here's your chance to get food. The only way you can get this food that this government's got, because they're gonna, you know, they're gonna take control of the food because it's gonna be scarce, right? The only way you can have access to this food is if you got the Brit ID, but you know it's gonna be in your hand, on your forehead, right? You better have that, because if you go up to go get now and you ain't got it, guess what? You're gonna get turned away. You might even get arrested on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, but you ain't gonna have access to it unless you dealing with the system now. Right, because they want to make sure the same way they make sure the immigration, you know, they got the right to work. And
yeah,
you're gonna need the right to get the food.
yeah. Everything, right?
So there won't be the options where you got, well, if I did, no, there's not gonna be no other. Oh, I can pay with cash. That won't be going on anymore.
Yeah.
You're gonna need this. If you ain't got, well, you ain't got this, and you can't pay with this, and you got the right credentials, you're not getting nothing. That's why it says what it says. You know, they shan't be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Right, that's that situation. So when that comes to that point in time and you need food, most people are just gonna follow their belly, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be worried about their families. Now, don't get me wrong, none of this is pleasant in the mind, even in the minds of us, that we might be hungry or whatever the case may be, right? We've got families too.
Yeah.
Right. But we have to have the resolve to resist those temptations, right? Which is not, we've been equipped with the scriptures to fend off these things, but the world, they ain't got such things. They ain't got that resolve to withstand that. And so they're just going to give into it. You know, for the majority of it, right? They're just going to give into it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, you know, Esau's, that was what I was going to go on to say. Because Esau needs the elect. It don't matter if he gets the whole world. He needs the elect. And the scripture I was going to bring out, man, because the angels are holding back the four winds until the elect have been sealed. Right. Once the elect is sealed, it's game over for him.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter about the whole world that he's trying to get involved. You know, he's trying to. You know, it don't matter about the Esau tripping the whole world, because these men are, you know, the most I don't want him anyway. But the Lord only wants me, or only needs his elect. Once he's elected, sealed, Esau can't win. There's no winning. There's no version of events that cause Esau to win. You know.
Yeah. So that time is going to be like no gray area.
Yeah.
It's either you're worshiping the devil and you're taking that sea hip, or you're worshiping Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah. That day is going to be very distinctive, man. The righteous and the wicked, followers of Satan, followers of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, back in Isaiah 65, and it says, verse 13, "Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty."
And the thing is, as well, the sea hip, the MOTB is going to be seen as a salvation, right? But guess what? When people are taking that sea hip, things are not going to get better. Do you know what I'm saying? There's still going to be famine.
No, it's the new normal.
Yeah, the new
New
you can
normal.
hope that, but guess what? It's not going to be a utopia. You're still going to face famine. People are going to be fighting each other for food, scraps. Yeah,
Invading, let's just say invading one another.
invading
For
one
the lack of bread. Someone can get that.
It's just,
You know, invading one another for the lack of bread, man.
exactly, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's
So
gonna be
morality is just gonna go out the fucking window
out
anyway.
the window, yeah.
All this, you know, oh, we're British, you know, we're civilized. Okay, we're gonna find out how civilized you are.
That's it, yeah.
You know, you like to have the you know, hold the upper ground or whatever it is. You know, we're gonna find out how base you are.
That's right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so from 14 maybe. Because of 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and sword in their hand.
So all this, controversy and all these, the resentment that's building is going to lead to civil war, like we were speaking about earlier, right? These people, like even these guys that writing these petitions right now for this whole digital ID thing, it's causing that resentment in the society. They're going to be an issue at some point if they don't get what they want or whatever, right? But it's causing that division, and this king is meant to be divided, right? But these are going to be the players that are going to be going, running from house to house.
As Gazoni said, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
So they're not going to listen to the authorities. They're not going to listen to your prime ministers and your presidents and your police or your local councils or whatever, your mayors. They ain't going to be listening to them. Because as far as they're concerned, you're not trustworthy enough, or you're not, credible enough to be listened to anymore. Oh, and like I said, these guys right in position, they don't respect Starmer. They don't want to do what he's suggesting. And people are fed up and tired with these governments right now. So it's going to be a point of we don't give a shit no more.
Yeah, of course, been happening with Nepal.
Yeah,
Even
somewhere,
some countries, yeah. Nepal. It's funny because the person that I work with went on holiday just before that happened, innit? So I don't know if he can come back to work or whatever.
Right, I just met a Nepalese earlier on. Yeah, he's cool still.
Yeah, he's cool. He's proper cool. His father's Gherkin as well.
Yo, bro, I swear, because this
Swear,
guy
yeah.
was.
That's why he came to the country. Yeah, he's Gherkin. But yeah, what's been going on there? I think was it the government was like trying to stop like freedom of speech and stuff like that around that.
Well,
Something like that.
if I can just
Yeah,
add,
yeah, go.
that will be what has been exported to the world as the reason for the coup. Because if I could just not to take away from the point, but that's what Esau will do. Esau will be like, yeah, they're repressing free speech and like all of the people that you meet here because they're a bit more disconnected and they're not on the ground. That's what they'll always, the free speech
All of
thing.
that,
But then when you look into it, will be like, yeah, that guy, the president, he was like Russia or China leaning, so they needed to take him out. And then they'll have this whole, but not just to
Oh,
broaden your point.
You're
Sorry.
right, yeah. So things are happening, man. Yeah. But nevertheless, the public taking things in their own hands, against the government.
Exactly. What is it? Because when you look at like some of the Hong Kong protests, you look at some of the activity, it was like, yo, that's CIA. Or say not to distract them, but that's part of it, right? Because other people in the world, they're seeing these things happening. They're like, bro, yeah, fuck it, we are gonna go against the government, man.
And that's the whole point of the agent provocateurs, man.
Exactly.
It's to get shit going. Yeah. Esau doesn't want to wait around for natural things to happen. Yeah, he's gonna move it in that direction, but if he can incite it, he will.
Yeah. Just like with all of these different the different assassinations that's happening, like the thing with ICE, the thing with this, CK, and all of that sort of stuff. It's put in a strict, like if there's another one to happen, it might exactly. Maybe like, yeah, this is the done thing. If you don't like something, get bloody, right?
Yeah.
Which that's what the prophecy says is gonna happen anyway.
And that gives the excuse for guys like Trump to bring in harder, sanctions and restrictions and laws and to martial law here. We're gonna take over this state and send in the National Guard and all this kind of business. You're giving them, they're giving themselves the fire, the fuel rather, to do what they want to do.
Yeah, preset.
Yeah, you're gonna grab yours.
I can finish if you want.
As it goes on to say, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a seat and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the seat shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
That's right. So that's the time of deep societal breakdown. Yeah, chaos really, and you're not gonna be able to move from place to place freely anymore. Because they're gonna lock that shit down.
Yeah, and then even let's say it's like it's gonna be so chaotic, you may not want to leave the place. you may be like,
Bro, you might be afraid to travel. But this is the thing. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be scared. It's gonna be scared to stay where you is.
yeah.
You're scared to go out.
Yeah.
And you know, you watch those post-apocalyptic movies, it's just like that.
Yeah,
but you- it's perilous to do anything.
Yeah.
It's a big thing to go do anything.
And that's why we're going to be moving in the spirit in those days, man.
Yep.
Right, because it's you know, like the elders said, it is legit a, you know, you may leave and then 10 minutes later you see marauders have just like gone into the yard that you was just at.
Or you might leave and 10 minutes later you get caught, you get caught leaving. So you're going to be in that state of fear, man. You know, paralyzed in fear. You know, you ain't going to know what to do. But like I said, the men of the Lord, they're going to move in the spirit.
That's it.
You know, trust in the Lord.
Isaiah 19:2, and I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. They shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. Against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor.
So you're seeing people turn on each other right now. It's been going on for a while, the left and the right, and all this madness in it. You know, and then this Charlie Kirk thing is really backs up in it. And now Trump's gonna, you know, we're gonna attack the left or whatever. You know, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? But that's like political. Yeah, if you want to put it like that. There was another thing I was thinking about, but you know, because other dictators have done this in the past. They made one side of the spectrum just kind of killed them off. You know, I think Hitler even did it.
Political violence?
No, it's like, you know, it's like a shutdown. They shut down one side of the spectrum, so it's only them. There's no opposition no more. They're just dictators. No dictatorship, isn't it?
Dictating, but what is, and it's once again going into the point that it's all the agenda. Because I think about Jacinda Ardern during the CV, she was like, "Look, if you don't hear it from us, it ain't true."
Yeah.
And it's,
That's that Ministry of Truth thing,
Yeah.
1984.
Yeah.
You know, George Orwell's 1984, great movie.
mm-hmm,
But that's what you're starting to see, because every time Trump speaks, it's like everything's fake.
mm-hmm,
I'm the truth. When I
Yeah.
speak, it's the truth.
yeah,
You know, and so like there's a famous scene out of that movie, man. He asked, I mean, fingers I'm holding. I think it's holding like 3 fingers up. And you know, he's saying 3. And he's like, it's the wrong answer.
yeah. And because I just can't see it. Maybe because you know he was being tortured and
Yeah, he's being
and he wanted to see it, but
like, he wanted suffering to end, didn't it? And he's like, but you're strong me free. Like,
yeah.
and it's like whatever I say is basically,
Well-
you know, if I say it's 2, it's 2.
But you know what it is? The left did it in a different way. I'll tell you how. Because they had, bro, you'll see it. It'll be 6'3", stubble, not even stubble, full on beard, in a dress. And you're gonna refer to that as a woman.
But it's a man.
But it's a man. But that's the same
It's the
thing.
same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Because if
You're
you
being forced to,
Yeah.
you know,
because if it was like your first day at work, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. No,
no, it's wrong. Yeah.
that is what do you call it? Like Giselle.
I'm probably in the day then.
Hey, Devin.
What? I'm baffled. I tried at school. And I was like, what?
From George to Giselle, like.
Oh,
But you have to he
Comply,
forces you to comply. That's the same thing.
Always you get punished.
That's the same thing. It's like I've got to look at this individual,
Mm.
treat him like a woman, but I see a man. Like, but that's the same thing.
I know
It's
what you
done
mean.
differently.
Yep.
A city against city and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, so yeah, so it's gonna be war everywhere, inside nations and outside nations, man.
Yeah.
That's how mad things are gonna get. This is why you read Daniel chapter 12, a time like no other.
Mhm.
Right? This is
What?
this is gonna be so messy. Like I always make these comparisons, right? Because when the Lord's done certain things, like when we were out of Egypt, that was a regional thing that took place,
Mhm.
right? This is why this judgment, this deliverance is great, because it's a global thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of shit's happening all at one time.
And then I think of the example. So you had Rahab the harlot. She basically was like, look, we heard.
Yeah.
Like, she was shook, but she heard.
Yeah.
What does it say in Revelation 1 and 7? All I shall see. And there's something about seeing, like, certain times you may hear, oh, it's like XYZ in this place. But then when you go see it for yourself, you're like, wow.
Well, it's like they
all
say,
signs
seeing is
seeing is
believing. Man.
believing.
But,
That's it.
but trust the fear though that these men had back then, like they just heard it and believed
Yeah,
what the Lord did, right? You can't even get Jake to,
Yeah.
but these other nations were fearing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They didn't even see what went down. But yeah, Jake there that saw it, and it's still going on.
Still going up, which
It's
makes
mad, really.
you think of that precept in Ezekiel 4, like I've sent you not to the children of Israel, right? To these heathens. If God sent you to these heathens, they would have believed you. But I've sent you to these guys, and they're hard headed.
Like these nations might have thought, "Oh, my God's greater" or whatever, but like they kind of respected the God of the Israelites still
right.
on some sort of level. They just want to acknowledge that he was the God.
Well, because
you know,
you think about that, that story would have come from different angles,
Mhm.
right? You would have had, what you call it, yo, some guy, yo, did you hear about the fix? Ah, did it happen?
Mhm.
But then the next day, someone else was like, oh yeah,
you having Jericho.
Yeah. Word of mouth.
exactly. Well, someone
It's
else,
Hebrews.
oh yeah, how's your cousin in Egypt? Oh, he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then you
Happened.
put
Lots of
yourself
people
up,
died.
Yeah.
and then
two
you're
together.
putting two and two, you're like, bro, so that actually happened,
Mm.
right? And then, like, for instance, if you had like fam down, Egypt,
Like, who did it? Hebrews.
yeah, exactly.
Slaves?
Yeah.
It's like, how?
Egyptians?
They're God. It's like, what?
Exactly.
They're what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
man. And that's it's the same thing now because we're slaves again.
Yeah.
We're in a low position right now. Nothing can be. We're not doing anything.
Oh, I'll bring this.
But our power is going to do everything for us, man. Yahweh Shai is being sent to conquer for us, man.
That's right.
He already gotten the victory. So
Mhm.
when he comes, he's coming to close up shop for
That's right.
the world, right? And establish his people. You know, same thing. But this, like I said, this deliverance is on a greater scale because it is a global thing. The whole world is going to see, and not only just here, but they're going to see Babylon smoke. They're going to see everything that's going to go on. And so those seeing are going to believe because there's no denying what you just saw. You're going to see hundreds of thousands of chariots in the sky. How are you going to deny all that? Oh, it's UAPs, light phenomena.
Yeah, at that point, everyone's gonna be a conspiracy theory.
Bro, you're going to see the chariots, man, and you're going to do what their man did at War of the Worlds, man. They're going to be running for their lives, bro. But they're getting dusted, literally.
A piece of after you.
Yeah.
You know, when it's real, and there's no way you can, make that any different,
It says, Sirach 11:5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown.
And that's what we looked at right now. The least of the nations right now, because we are least of the nations right now, right? And there's no possible way because we don't have no foundation to rule. We're slaves in other people's countries, man. That's why you're gonna look at China, because they're built up, they're developed, they've got an army, they've got nukes, they've got all kinds of things, right? Or Russia or whatever, because they've got things. Jake ain't got nothing. The only time Jake you see, like Jake's in under the Edomites or whatever. You might see Jake in the islands, but what are they doing in the islands? Nothing. They're sitting under a tree, picking bananas or whatever, bro.
Yeah.
All that racist shit you think about. But like, we're not like doing anything because we don't have the strength to do anything. What's the independent nation that we got supposedly?
Oh, independent nation.
Yeah, that made themselves independent from the British or whatever.
Oh, Ghana, Jamaica.
They made themselves independent, so they're not
Yeah.
owned by the British or the Edomites anymore. But really, what level are they on? They're not on the level.
Some breaking news. So President Trump says he's sending troops to Portland, citing attacks on ICE and urging full force against Antifa and domestic terrorism.
Antifa for the left.
Mhm.
Crazy, and he shouldn't be able to do that, but because he's the president, he can.
That's it.
And he got no opposition. He has the House of Representatives, and he has the House of Representatives and the House. I forget what the other one's called right now. But he's got Congress. Yeah, right. So he got full control, really. They man will pass everything he wants to pass and all of that. So there's no way to really stop him right now. This gets assassinated. Some man are homing in on them man, innit, apparently. So there's a threat. So he needs to wipe out the left now. he's on their case. But yeah, he's got the power to rule as he wants right now. Right, and that makes a dangerous man, especially someone like Trump. He's just off his rocker, so to speak.
Yeah. Well,
He's just well.
it's a lot. I was going to say that might be the thing that they stage.
Yeah. Well, he was tempted.
Ready. So So there's all of a sudden assassinations become a thing. So maybe it's a thing they put here. By the way, Trump, this day, right? We're gonna have a little thing. And don't worry about it. Like, just gonna move to like Argentina. That's the spot they like moving.
But this is enough, because they obviously attempted him and got this to Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Maybe that's enough.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it's enough. Like he ain't gonna hear none of that other stuff
Yeah.
no more about being reasonable. Man's just gonna bring the full force
Mhm.
and do what he wants to do. because he's got all the excuses now, pretty
So-
much. These leftists are extremists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're extreme. So we need to get rid of them all.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of I don't really know if there's any other country where like people actually hate the opposite political side. That's that because here like you may have someone was like you may he's a conservative, he's a Tory or whatever, but like it's still dating.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
not that big a deal. Whereas it sounds in the States, like the whole family's fractured. Oh, my God,
Yeah.
my dad, he voted Trump.
Mm.
I don't think I can talk to him again. I'm like, bro,
Yeah, that was
Mm.
going on.
Yeah, they're serious up there in the States. Yeah.
you know, just goes to show you
Yeah,
that
right.
witchcraft, man. That witchcraft is strong.
Yeah, son. This
Son.
is Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time."
That's it.
That's it.
Esau knows he's got a short time, man. And it's what once again, that's what we said. It's like this whole digital ID thing. It really came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it was. It just one day. They kind of like, you know, you hear every now and then, but this literally was just like, oh yeah, by the way, this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't speak about this at camp. Oh yeah, last week. Oh yeah, they're talking about bringing out a digital ID. Like they might mention it next week. We just kind of have to watch and see.
Well, listen, we mentioned it in the past about the brick card and that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
something being thrown around, but to have it pretty much announced.
Yeah.
That was
On
yeah,
blast.
that was
Out of nowhere. Because
come quick.
normally what they do is they'll like I remember one guy, what you call it, his family, that he knew some stuff. One guy I used to work with. But basically what he was saying is you will always have like a leak from someone to the press. So that it's like the public are warmed up to something first, and then they'll come out and say it. Whereas this, it really felt like it just was like just straight. Oh yeah, this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna make an announcement tomorrow.
It's like as if UBI came out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like they've been speaking about it, but like to have it just tomorrow everyone's gonna be on UBI.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know, but that's that whole thing with Esau moving quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Revelation 12:12, right? And he coming from great wealth, you know, he have a short time. Time is not on their side, and that's why things are being incited and being forced, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And when you like being pressured to do something, you make mistakes, man. Make mistakes, and this is what Esau he don't understand that he's laying a trap all for himself, man. The Most High getting caught up in his own agendas, man.
Right.
You know.
Sit on that. And we grab this one. That is Psalms 7 and 15. Just on the point of Elder made. It says he made a pit and digged it, and it's fallen into the ditch which he made.
Right. So everything that Esau's doing, he thinks he's doing it for his own agendas, right? That's gonna serve him. But everything that he's doing is he's digging his own pit. He's digging his own grave.
I think about that every now and then. It's like he wants to rule forever, right? But the Lord is bound by His word. One part of that is the MOTB must needs come out. He could just not push the MOTB, but goes to show you that he's not actually in control.
That's it.
He could have been just a good brother.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that older brother made a point. Yeah,
He would have been fine.
like, bro, being brother to the king.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of like,
Perks with that.
we're kind of like, oh yeah, Harry's the other prince. Bro, he's still Harry. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can go anywhere and just like, make like he's good. You know, being brother to the king is a good thing. You know,
But you
unless you. Well, actually, no. He's
still
Oh,
getting away with
yeah.
everything. He's still got to do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, he had a court case. Mumsy bailed him out.
Calling himself an admiral, he ain't done nothing, bro.
Other people, which we know, officially speaking, other people, they'd be done for what he's been accused for.
Bro, it's like,
Know,
throw away the key, bro.
that's it. But he's brother to the king, and that could have been Esau, right? But that wasn't the story that was written for him.
That's right.
Just in the same way that our story has been written from the foundation of the earth, right? That we would go through this, right? The up, then this down that we're in, right? But then the up that we're about to go to, that was pre-written, man.
Yeah, ups and downs, mostly down.
Exactly.
But we gotta go up and stay up, man.
That's it.
Oh,
what was that? Let me grab. Have you got something? I got.
Yeah. Bang, sorry.
This is what? This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
See, we're waiting for that righteous rulership, man, so that we can, you know, we can rest easy, man. Because right now Esau's just on a madness, and everything that he's doing is only, well, he's here to put us in slavery, man. You know, and to make our lives hell.
Yeah.
You know, we've been through enough of that with him.
Yeah.
You know, and even though, you know, the Most High has had him let us off the chains that come off for peace, he's looking to put you straight back in there, worse than before.
That's right.
You know, because, you know, like I said, he's not even looking for you to be on the planet ultimately,
Yeah.
because he still has plans to depopulate the earth.
Yeah, which is you're actively seeing that through the world, man. Right? Because you think about like the birth rate globally, it's suffering. And even I was just thinking, there'll be certain, because we know that he likes to experiment in different places, right? So I'm just like, yeah, is it something where he's trying different things in different parts of the world, and then seeing, okay, it's effective, and therefore he's gonna, you know, apply it like everywhere. Like this man can't be allowed to continue ruling, man. Any man that says the world is overpopulated can't be allowed to rule. Like you can't be allowed to rule, you know, because especially with the technology that he has, the prison that he's gonna create with this technology, he's gonna punish you for doing it the old way. Because in Superman. Right, that's one of the things they said. It was like, oh yeah, basically everyone else used like the Genesis chamber, right? If I remember the film correctly. Everyone else used Genesis chambers, whereas like he was born the natural way, i.e. his mom and dad, you know, popped in that. Right, but in this world that Esau wants to build, he's gonna make it such he can't be popping with it, man.
Well, this is the thing. This is why he's made a whole big thing of creating life in a laboratory, or through, you know, insemination or whatever. Yeah, right. Because once everybody becomes, you know, unable to have children, I think what these are medical terms, just in case. But like, yeah, unable to have children, which is increasingly happening, right? The only time or place you can get a child is from him. He can, you know, cook one in the lab for you, but that's on his
terms.
On his terms, where you deserve, you know. Again, you have the credentials to have that child.
Credits.
You know? So, because he can make one for you. You know, you can, you know, take the sperm, so you can freeze your eggs, because he's got all your eggs. He's got all these women's eggs and shit, and all these sperms that you can only go to him to go get.
Design the baby.
Design CRISPR, you know, CRISPR and all these different things here. Like that's not for, like that's because this world's dying. And he's gonna have the monopoly on that too.
Well, if his aim is to maintain it below a certain number, right? To me that means two things. That means everyone's got to, from a baby, what do you call it? It's good. They're going to be tagging babies. Which for that alone, you should want this man.
Gone.
Just that idea.
Tag.
Oh, look, I'm not. You know, in the States, I think in the States, a baby gets a jab on their first day.
Yeah, Trump was saying something about that, isn't it?
Bro, I'm like, bro, that's mad.
Wicked.
Like here, I think
Trump had a point.
Yeah.
He had a point. You know, as mad as he had a point. The little baby, you're popping all these chemicals into the small body like that. Yeah, it's pretty kind of fucked up, isn't it? Really.
In a few hours in a while, getting jabbed up. At least here they wait a couple of days.
Yeah, you know, and you wonder why they slump.
Exactly. Right, but like
the Mercury's going them down.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking dead actually. Mercury's mad.
Yeah, no, but still, it's like he's gonna be wanting to inject them with the device as soon as they be born. But then also that means he's controlling who and when. And if he's got access to the labs and the technology to create babies outside of the womb, then really ultimately he's the only one that is, you know, one's died. Okay, now another one can be made.
And again, that's the power the Most High has. He controls population. He controls, you know, who births and who don't, you know, who can have children, who don't have children. He can make one barren and one not. You know, the Lord can do all that, and that's just another angle. Esau likes this idea that he's God, that he can control everything. You know, because he's now taking out control of the Most High, because he's made everybody barren.
That's it.
You know, and I was watching the movie again, Children of Men.
Oh, Spirit, I was thinking.
With my boy, you know, I mentioned to my boy, so he wanted to watch it.
Fertility rate and that.
Yeah. So I was talking to him about how the fertility rates are going down, you know, spaces are dying, isn't it?
Literally.
Yeah.
You know, but that movie is an example of that, because in that not too distant future, might I add.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking about the dates now, it's 2020, 2029 or something like that.
We're in that. This is the thing.
This is
we're in
real.
that
This
realm.
is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You know, it's not that far.
especially with
But the movie was in 2014.
Mm.
I think it
Yeah,
was. Right,
okay.
talking about 2029.
Well,
And we're just-
2030 as well.
This is what I'm
you know.
saying. So that's that.
Mm.
It's all. You know,
Well,
it's not. You know,
it's not
whatever.
far-fetched.
Well,
Yeah, it's not-
they just because they just brought out the Jews, and once as we read the statistics, the majority of the UK, officially speaking,
Mm.
got the thing,
Mm.
right? Got the juicy juice in that, So it's like you never know
what effect?
what effects it's gonna have. Because this is the thing for me when I'm looking at some
Especially when you got Mr. Gates talking about, how are we going to get rid of, how are we going to reduce population?
yeah.
Oh, if
Beef shops.
Bee nations and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But then what did we have at the pandemic? A
Exactly.
bunch of bees.
And
you know what I mean?
most people got it.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Most people in the world got the thing.
Mm.
Even in, bro, I was speaking to my mum. She lives in somewhere in Africa, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I got it," and then she gave some dumbass excuse. I'm just there like, right, you're all the way over there, and they got you. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the third. Shit, oh gosh, so Trump made me laugh when he said that's funny to me, right? But that's the point, right? Because when I look at some of the birth rates in certain of these lands, I'm like, if I was the leader of that land, like you're all stopping, you're not doing anything but popping. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Italy's quite bad, Japan's bad, Korea's bad, Korea's terrible. I forgot the other two countries, but it's like they have like less than 100 years left. Like you really got to stop and think about that. Yeah, Esau, like he's the one that's pushing these things so that people aren't having children. He's making it stupidly expensive, right? Even just on that, because that's the thing. He knows how to manipulate people through economic policy.
And that's a clever way of hiding it as well. Because if you're not focused on having children until you're like late up, up in age, you don't notice that you can't have children.
Yeah.
But if you say you get too old now, because you're too old.
Yeah.
So it's a nice way to kind of cover up the fact that birth rates on the decline because you're not really paying attention to it.
Let me grab
know?
this.
It's not like you was trying from like 20 or whatever, and you every year you just couldn't have.
Yeah.
If you wasn't even trying to have, and you decide you get to 38
That's
without
right.
children, and you realize you can't, and you was like,
That's
you'll just put it down to the fact that you're too old. Your
Yeah.
eggs have died early or whatever the case may be,
And he's once again, he's put this hope in women that want to be career women to freeze their eggs. But the thing is, it was like he sells it as an insurance policy, but that doesn't mean that eggs are going to survive. And one chick, she was just there like, like when I went to try to retrieve some eggs, they said they're all dead. None of them survived. But fucking grab this. It says Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days shall be shortened, they shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
That's why we need the Lord, man.
We need them.
We need Yahweh Shai, man, because this guy he's a madman. Driving everything down to the ground, man.
Precept as well.
Especially with his technology, the nukes, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you leave it to Esau's hand, everybody will be eradicated.
Fukushima Daiichi.
Come on.
Like he will make it seem like but it didn't, it wasn't a match. Well, that's poisoned the water. Right? Anywhere you put it, it was a little bit. Okay, cool. It was a little bit. Now the water's a little bit poisoned. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's a lot.
Then you really add up like all of the nuclear tests during the nuclear arms race, the Chernobyl, right? All of these different things, they poison the earth, right? I'll keep saying it because I like my yarn and that, bro. You can't every bottle of wine, American wine, right? That was tested during they did some tests, all had glyphosate in that, right? And glyphosate is a carcinogen. Oh shit, man. Hopefully I don't get the channel taken down. You say so.
Harms the
Facts are facts. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking grab this as well. It says Romans 8:19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. Right?
As I say, that's the same shit with weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weekend stuff, man. Right? But yeah, the earnest expectation of the creature which creatures everything creates, includes man, right? Is waiting for us to be empowered, right? Because that's it. It's like deep down, bro. These heathens know Esau ain't right, man.
They know.
Right? Hey, ask them. We spoke about a couple of months ago. I forget the company. It was a company down there in India, bro. Their thing exploded, right? Leak hella chemicals. Bam, enough man dead. Oops. That's what all Esau can just go around the world saying, "Oops," because at the end of the day, who's gonna bring him down? Right?
Yeah.
And that's why he likes doing stuff in them third world countries, because he just knows just pay off a few man, right? No one ever hears about it, right? And then that's if there's even someone there to report it.
Yeah.
You know, because what do they always show you in these films when they're doing like Black Ops? It'll be somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere, so that he can go away, do what he has to do, and there's no one to report it. There's certain stories that I've heard, and then when I went to corroborate it, I'm just there like, oh, there was like one article that touched on it, right? But it just so happened that the person was working in a particular that told me was working in a particular field. So like they had evidence, like, yeah, no, this shit happened. You know what I'm saying? So he will do a hell of a madness in the third world somewhere, and you'll never even hear about it.
Crazy. Devil.
And we'll go this. Revelation 11, verse 18.
Mm.
It said, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name. You know, we like keep mentioning the name, because again, that's another important thing for us Israelites to have, right? Some people don't want to put respect on the name. And then that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And there could be no the reigning champ. You know what I mean? Undisputed champ.
Undisputed.
Right?
All
Undisputed
belts.
is Esau.
Oh, no.
There's nobody else that's on his level. You know? But that'll be that'll be one of those statistics where he don't want to take accountability for. You know, he'll throw that under the carpet. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
he loves doing that. He loves stats until they
the negative thing.
I always remember there was one time I was looking at crime stats, right, by race, right? It was published crime stats by race, and surprisingly there was no sex crimes listed. And I was like, I know why, because it will be just like 90% him, and
He's
then
top of the
10%
chart,
everyone else. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was nice for you to admit that. Then they'll have you point at some Pakistanis in Rotherham or something.
Yeah, and they probably won't include Epstein's ones or nothing.
Exactly.
Because on an island.
Exactly. He's outside the jurisdiction.
You know.
You know.
But yeah, when it comes to statistics, he still don't like it when you point out shit that he's doing. He's evil, he's wicked. You don't want to point out. You don't want to take accountability for that.
Which has always been his spirit, even from time when he was, in the spirit of Cain. All right, here it is. He was guilty. It was like, well, you killed your bro. You know what I'm saying? But he was
Nah.
I'm my brother's keeper. He didn't even answer the question. I'm my brother's keeper.
Nonchalant.
It's like, you killed him. You know what I'm saying? But that's Esau. That's his spirit.
But it's
man.
good. It's good because at the end of the day, like when your judgment comes, keep the energy. That's what we're gonna say. Keep the energy because the Most High is gonna be like, we're gonna get it, bro.
Yeah. What?
There's not gonna be no escaping. There's not gonna be no reasoning and excuses. Most High's not here for your excuses.
Can I grab this? Because the Lord actually says keep that energy in this precept, right? It says Ezekiel 28 and 9. Will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God?
Yeah, God compass you, God keep it.
Yeah.
If you think you're better, be better. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know when Amanda that used to bully, like, will come on the block, oh, like, all they say was, oh, you think you're hard, yeah?
Let's go,
You
innit?
still think you're hard, yeah? You're big, no, it's a big man. You think you're a big man, yeah?
Them licks.
That's it.
Rasta.
Yeah, we're the biggest, righteous bullies coming back to do the same thing to you, man. You know? They ain't no getting past it. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. Right? And that's what these people in the world, they don't realize it, man. That's why once again we're blessed, right? Because when we look at our bank accounts, when we look at our situation or whatever, look at the things, look at the things that we have, right? The little things that we do have, we're like, all right, it's we can enjoy them for the time being, but Lord don't take it away, right? These people, on the other hand, they see this thing. They've been through several cycles where they've come out at the other end. So they're seeing, okay, we're going through a little, what they've even coined the term now, COSI or whatever, basically cost of living crisis. Right, we're going through that at the moment, but it'll get better. It ain't getting better.
Like you said, cycles, isn't it? The peaks and the troughs, right? But none of their data or analytics says it comes to an end, right? But so how did the analytics work back in Rome? Did it go up and down forever?
Yeah, that's it.
No, it came to a point where it just stopped.
That's it.
Rome went down. It was taken over. Jake, took the kingdom over. Edomites will run out. Your kingdom ended. And it's the same with this one. Your kingdom is going to end. It isn't going to be we're going to come out of this trough. You're not going to come out of this place, man. You're going to be destroyed. That's it. End the story.
That's it. It's the last time that heathens are going to be ruling, man.
Yeah.
And because as we read, man, the earnest expectation of the creatures waiting for us, man. Right? Because in Sirach, the 10th chapter, it goes into, set up over the power of the earth, one that is profitable. Us with the heart of stone, we weren't profitable. Which is why we got taken eventually, the Lord gave us into the hands of our enemies. Right? But when the Lord changes us, that's when we're going to be profitable. Never sinning, always pushing righteousness throughout the world, stamping down any unrighteousness.
Because that's what the world is yearning for, righteousness. Because this world is not meant to be full of evil. You know what I mean? But because of the people in it, there's nothing but evil here.
Yeah, I was listening to the elders from their a lesson last night, right? And they were going into how just like the fact that people ain't batting an eyelid at like some of the Epstein stuff or some of this stuff, it's like you really got to look at that individual. It's like why doesn't this make you feel like the fact that
why doesn't it stack?
Why exactly?
Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
none of it stacks.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, something happened. Okay,
yeah,
back to what back to normality.
Back to normal, yeah.
But things have been stacking for ages, man. This place is hella wicked, but no one really wants to like, oh yeah,
The fact that when you watch comedians like an Irish comedian or whatever, they'll make a joke about a priest and everyone just laughs. I'm like, that's like you got mans that have been abused, like straight up messed up, man. Right? It will never ever be, unless the Lord has mercy on them. But there's a good chance that then they're gonna struggle being a functioning member of society. From remember the guy that came to the camp that time?
Yeah.
Right?
Pinned me to the
They
ground.
pinned me down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
And these are the same patsies that they use for these attempts and assassination attempts or whatever, because these men are just mentally broken.
Yeah,
they're what do you call it, man? Sleeper cell type agents kind of thing, ready to do
Nothing to lose.
yeah. No fiery, no one loves them. So he's just gonna use them for his own means, But yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, the world's not meant to be built like this. Right, so the world needs a righteous rulership. They need Yahweh to come lay claim over the earth, and for the righteous children to be established, man. Right, so the world can be put in order. These nations can be put in order, and the ways of righteousness can be learned and followed. That's what's gonna happen in the kingdom. Mountain Jacob.
That's it. Yeah, we're waiting for that righteousness, man. Right, that's that, and the thing is, this is the thing, because that's all we're saying is coming. Well, we're saying that this is gonna be no more, yet we're the bad guys. Right? We ain't the bad guys. All right, Esau's the bad guy. Point at it. Like you know what I'm saying? We're saying that, like, you really think about it when you speak to people, and I say this a lot, when you speak to people from all over the world, bro, people are in pain.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it is they're from, people are in pain, man. One way or another, it's like they're worrying about this, they're worrying about that, right? Because this world, Esau has got it to the point where it's just messed up, right? As you read in Proverbs 29, right? The whole earth is mourning, man.
Mourning, man.
From creation itself. And in fact, what did I have?
Mourning due to what? Bad management. Yeah. You're the worstest ruler of all. We saw.
That's it.
I should read this while you're finding that. It's Isaiah 2 verse 1. So the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Jacob, so mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways. Right? This is going to be a pivotal thing for the whole world to change. Well, these heathens are not going to be deluded in their following anymore, right? They're gonna know what righteousness is. They're gonna know how to behave on the earth, right? They're gonna be given the instruction like we was given, right? The only difference being that we're gonna be perfect beings, so we're never gonna sin. We're never gonna go off again. But these heathens, they need to be managed, right? Because you know, as try as they might, if we couldn't do it, they ain't gonna be perfect either. You know, in a carnal form, right? So they're gonna have to be managed. So we're gonna be rulers over them to make sure they you know adhering to the laws.
Mm.
You know, and to bring judgment where judgment's needed. But you nations, you think there's nothing for you to be punished for right now. You think you're gonna get off with the slap on the wrist,
Scot-free, yeah.
right? There's punishment to be had before you get to this point.
Mm.
Before you're gonna start, you know, acting right. Right? You're not gonna get a slap on the wrist and don't worry about it type thing. Most is gonna make you pay.
Because I mean, that ain't right.
No, you're gonna get away with that, man.
In fact, can I grab a preset on that?
You're not gonna get away with it.
Well, that's it. This is Jeremiah 49:12. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken.
We are the Lord's chosen people. Nothing but blessings were meant to come upon us, really. But you know, as things were, as it played out, right? Yep.
Art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go
No,
unpunished.
you ain't better than my children,
That's it.
right? So there's no way I'm gonna punish my children, but you ain't gonna get punished.
Mm.
Are they? Was Ezra was saying? Are they of Babylon better than they of Zion?
Mm.
No, of course not. Their man never knew the Most High.
That's it.
They never called upon His name. So how is it their man not gonna get punished, but we gonna get punished? That don't make no sense. You know, and the Most High wouldn't have it any other way. You know,
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
right? You gotta go for the
Drink drugs.
for the slavery, for the punishments, man. You gotta go through it, right? And then we can talk. Then we can, you know, not
Exactly.
Esau ain't never gonna talk. But we know the nations, they're gonna learn and understand
Mm.
and know how to operate on the earth properly.
That's it.
You know,
Because even when they're under subjection under us, they're gonna be like, yeah, their way's better still.
after 1,000 years, you're gonna you understand that it works.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna take convincing.
That's it.
You're gonna see that what we do works.
Yep.
You know how the earth is better for it. That the food you're eating is better.
Yeah.
The water that the water you're drinking, the air you're breathing is better.
We're gonna allow you to live. Well, after you get punched, but it's like we're gonna allow you to live. Here, you're not living.
Esau don't want you to live, man.
Because really, when you think about just a lifespan, right? So you wait, you know, you got really what, 8 years, if that 5 years as a child, and then it's just hell from there, right? Because then you start going nursery, you start going school, right? It's just and school, you know, especially with what the hell was going into last week, like before we started, just like how demonic these schools are becoming, right? How they treating your children.
what you
whilst
learn
they're in
anyway.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
what you learn anyway. Then would you call it uni, which is just a cesspit of just nastiness, right? And then you're just working for the rest of your life, right? Then you reach what about 65, 70, right? Where you're done, like your body's done, you're burnt out, your mentals are done, right? And then what? Then you're free for another 5 years, but at that point, it's like you got dementia, right? You know, knees are gone, 3 hip there, can't wipe your ass, 3 hip replacements, right? And then you're dead. That ain't living.
Enjoy your pension.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know,
That
how
ain't
you gonna do
living.
that?
Right? Whereas, would you call it? And that's why what's he pushed? He pushed that wall between them.
It's criminal, bro. It's criminal, right? Man, get you retired at 66 or whatever it is now, right? 66, right? It's gonna go up too. It's gonna go up, right? And you get your pension, yeah. And you're old as fuck now. You can't really go do nothing with that, really. They're gonna keep it for your children or grandchildren or something. But then what's worse, you're gonna die soon, and Esau's gonna take a chunk of that money.
Exactly.
It's criminal, bro.
Inheritance
It's
tax.
criminal, bro.
Well, the worst thing, well, I'll be, I'll just go get my tea or my coffee or whatever, and then you just be seeing that pensioner in there, and they're counting pennies. And I look at that, I was like, bro,
It's oppression, bro.
yeah, this like, is this how this man's got? Because this is it. People will say this is advancement. This isn't advancement, man. They'll look down on, like, for instance, certain culture. Like I know them, Elam, they do it a lot. Where it's like, for instance, a guy that I went to school with. I remember him telling me one day, I was like, bro, like, my parents are gonna live with me when I'm old. It was like, for him, it was like there is no other way. It's like that's what happens, right? That's a much better model than in this place where your old people just get chucked into a home and get abused by some fucking freaks, man. Right?
Yeah.
I've got this as a precept of Jeremiah 49. It's Psalm 75 and 8. But in the hand of Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink.
Right? The dregs the extreme bitters of that drink.
That's it.
Right? So it means you're gonna get the worst.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the worst
Don't
of
get the worst, man.
of that cup, man.
And you know how it is with Jake, man. When Jake's on you, it was peak, isn't it? But then imagine when Jake's on you with spiritual power.
Oh, it's hell.
Oh, thine heart shall meditate.
Terrible.
Imagine you're gonna be able to enact it.
Mm.
It's like another thing that the
You ain't gonna hide it.
you ain't gonna hide it.
You know what I mean? You'll go, might be watching. No, everyone's watching. That's good.
Yeah.
Everyone's because we're gonna make public examples out of you. Everyone's gonna be watching. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, just do it.
Yeah, and certain characters, man, we gonna have them living just torturous lives, man.
Mm.
Right? Oh, because I remember there was one Black Mirror episode that just came into my mind just now. The one where it was like the mum, she had basically like killed her daughter or something like that. And then basically it's like you don't realize this till the end. And then at the end of it, she basically gets zapped and has to relive that day every single day of basically her running and going through all of this. Certain individuals, that could be your life. Have your life on loop, life
Yeah.
on loop, man.
Mm.
Right? Because certain of the sadistic things that this Edomite has done, like he seemingly got away with it.
Wait a minute.
Seemingly.
Mm.
Seemingly.
Yeah.
For now.
Mm.
For now. You know.
That's true.
But again, that's why Scripture speaks about the hope of the elect, man, the patience of the saints.
Mm.
Right, we're all waiting for Esau and these other nations to get their just desserts, bro. You know, because they have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Up until this point.
And that's why there's certain things that Esau has taken out of the world in terms of like psyche and stuff like that. That helps forward this idea that there is no Most High. What I mean by that example is Jake. They'll see certain people that have just done madness their life and they just die peacefully. Right? They just die peacefully, or so they think. Right? But because we understand reincarnation, like when we see Elizabeth dying, funeral, the whole world start breaking news, or BBC News is normally red, it went black, right? Sky News normally that yellow and white, it went black, right? We know that she was doing a hell of a load of madness. There was an account like where her and Philip went to some school in Canada, and a guy was saying that when they left, like some kids were gone. They ain't paid for that. Or so they think, right? But they're gonna come back and face punishment for that, man.
Right.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. So no one gets away.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make a fool at the Most High? Nobody. Right? There's things deeper in what you just see, right? So a man might, go to his grave and he might have done a whole bag of wickedness and then nothing ever happened to him. But best believe something's gonna happen to him. You know? Yep. God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap, whether in this life or the next. But it will happen.
That's it.
You know?
Yo, we gotta have Esau, man. We go bully you. We go bully you, man. Oh shit, sorry, I was just thinking of us because you need to be bullied. Like
Mortal Kombat style.
You need to get slapped up, right? You man are too proud.
Yeah.
You've been too proud, man. And I like the stance because it makes you want to do it even more, right? Because the stance is like these are more proud than ever because they've got guys like Trump in power right now. It just makes us want to do it even more.
Yeah.
More than we did before.
oh yeah,
It's
true because now like these immigrants.
just want to get at them even more.
Yeah,
But we're patient.
But,
we'll wait.
but these times, like, boy, let's be real. The majority of these, which you're gonna have a lot of white Jake amongst them.
Yeah.
But the majority of these Edomites that are talking about immigrants have never done anything in their life.
Yeah.
They don't. They cannot look at anything that they themselves have done and be like, yeah, I did that. That's the thing. So
I am the great white man.
Yeah,
That's
it.
You're not great white people.
yeah, they're like 10 Edomites that have done everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're trying to take credit for all of it. So, no, the majority of you Edomites have done nothing. You amount to nothing, and you just, let's be real, just low down, dirty two-time losers.
That's it.
Okay. Yet when you do have immigrants coming into this country, they're the hard workers.
There you are.
Right? That's why they said Jake was the majority of people catching the CV because we was always on the front line, like the nurses, right? Even the funniest thing as well that I kind of think about is a lot of Israelite foreigners end up doing those same kind of jobs as well.
Yep.
You know? Let me grab this. Is Ecclesiastes 3:16 says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Right? So this is the place of judgment, man. Right? When one dies, scripture says, basically the body decomposes, go down to the earth, spirit goes up into the Father who made it, right? And then you go in front of the judgment seat of the Most High, and pursuant to Job 3rd chapter, you call, right? It says there, they're the wicked are, they're the king, all of that, right? But then you come back here. Then you come back here, and that's why you see certain fall into hand. How's it phrased? I can't think about how it's phrased, but basically it's fear not man, fear the one. Basically,
Your body and soul in hell.
so yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's why you see certain of these individuals now, right? Basically, just being born, they be messed up, man. And you look at it, it's like, yo, the Most High is terrible. You know them ones like that multiple sclerosis where they got what you call their fingers are like that, and then the chair like. It's fearful, but it's like, damn.
You must have been a mega demon in your past life.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Bro, what happened to Hawkins? Hey, broke down about shit outside.
Yeah.
He was proud against the Most High. All of this, the SHIT he was speaking, and the Most High was just there like, yeah. Watch this.
But this is how the how the devil is. Even in like, he got judged and came back in hell. He came back to earth in a wheelchair and had all that issue. Well, not he didn't come out back like that, but he became like that, right?
Yeah.
That's hell, blood.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of this spiritual region hell or whatever to exist when you can just come here and suffer, bro? Like, people suffer in this world, bro. Like, bad.
Yeah.
They suffer, man. You don't need to go to there's no spiritual region that this man are burning in hell. What for?
Yeah, for real.
Most likely put you to slavery, bro.
Yeah, for real.
That's it. Hell is here.
You know what I mean? You can put you, like I say, have you like Stephen Hawking just tied to a chair, just talking for a computer.
I mean, that's Esau, isn't it? So he ain't got them sexual desires like we do as Jakes, right?
No
But imagine, bro, as a man, imagine like you just like nah.
That is hurting, bro.
Man could just about blink.
Yeah.
No, not in the same, because there are certain men that the Lord put the spirit on where it's like they're just focused
But
on
you're still gonna
this,
talk shit.
right? But it's just like, as let's say you're someone that is, because he had a wife. Because another thing beforehand, because he was kind of normal, innit?
Yeah, it was still, but he was young.
And so imagine it's like he could never
Experience it again.
like bro, that's hell. Bro, that's hell.
You know what that means? It just means in the reincarnation it's gonna be worse, even worse for him, bro.
Yep. Yeah, because
he spoke proudly.
Yeah, he's a main devil, man. And the thing is, it's just going to show you how he will revere himself. Because one of the things that he said, I heard it, I was like, oh, this is some bullshit, right? He proved something right, that there is no time travel, because he said, it was dumb, right? People else can look it up. Before I was just there like, right, people actually was, oh yeah, he proved it right. I'm like, bro, that's bullshit that he just said. But because he's an Edomite, right, people just believe that shit, man. So I'll try to find it later. It's dumb.
Got something.
We'll get a couple more. A couple more.
It's Exodus 20. Start from verse 4, but the point is in verse 5. It says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God." And this is the point here. "Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." So that's it. That's reincarnation in the scriptures, man. The Lord visits your iniquity on a third and fourth generation when you come back as the child. And guess what? You're going to experience that judgment as you're born.
Yeah.
Play that on your life. And that also cuts that there's no Hades or hell that these anti-Christians like to say, man. Because what's the point if the Lord's going to bring you back for your iniquity, sin?
You're getting double judgment.
Yeah,
It's like,
come on, that don't make sense.
stacking judgment.
Reincarnation is integral to the scriptures. Without reincarnation, the Most High is alive. We know that the Most High don't lie. Right? You look at what was promised to King David, man. It says, if he commit iniquity, chastise him with a rod of men. Right, and even like you know, even when I was speaking to chat, it broke it down right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't put any leading statements or anything like that. It was able to be like, yeah, Solomon wasn't chastised with a rod of men. Kind of could say, but actually, if it was reincarnation, then that would refer to like. I was like, right, you went in, right? Because King Solomon wasn't chastised with a rod of men like that, but Yahweh Shai, who was perfect, was.
No, he
Right.
died in his old age.
Yeah.
Solomon. So, those things before him, like it was supposed to, right? As you would read it, that's what was supposed to, or should have happened to him, but it didn't. But it did fall upon Yahweh Shai, who did bear that burden, so to speak.
Mhm.
He didn't sit in that life,
That's it.
But Solomon didn't pay for nothing in his
That's
life.
it. And then also it makes this life make a lot of sense that we've gone through, right? Because you read Marcus 7:9, or bear the indignation of the Lord because I've sinned against him, right? But not just in this life. That's the thing. Well, you may think that you might be going through some stuff, right? In this life, you may be thinking, damn, but would it even do that much? But then you consider, but that's this life.
We're not aware of what we're having to pay for.
Yeah.
Because there could be so much in it. And then in the day, Most High just puts trials in front of us because we have to go for it to be proven worthy. But there could be a multitude of things that we've done we just don't know about.
Exactly.
So we have no place to disagree or to feel hard done by or nothing like that because we just don't know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. And also, but let's grab this. Where is it? It's Corinthians, I think.
What does it say?
Yeah, I've got it. 1 Corinthians 14:32. The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, right? Basically going into the fact that throughout different lives that we've lived, we've held the same lots, man. To one degree or another. Right? We held the same lots throughout time, man. Because, for instance, when you read Genesis, it speaks about in the cool of the day, that you had the prophets that were out there at that time, man. But in the same way, those that have done wickedly are going to come back in their lot, right? To get the judgments. Because don't forget, there's still those that have to pay for the fact that they said about Yahweh Shai, let his blood be upon us and our children.
Yeah.
Right? And then people can be like, oh, but that's a contradiction because in Ezekiel it says the child shall not pay for the sins of the father and the father shall not pay for the sins of the child. Right? So it's like, what's that talking about? No, it's talking about the fact that we are our foreparents, right? We are paying for the things that we have done before, right, in this life. And you know what's beautiful? Because it's like, if we can accept that we're paying for what we've done, then we can look at the Edomite and be like, you're going to pay for what you've done.
Most definitely, yeah.
Hey, as we read in Jeremiah,
You shall surely drink.
you shall surely drink of it. Because once again, you get certain devils, man, you read what is publicly accessible. Right, like your guys like Thomas Thistlewood, right? Other devils that own slaves and were heinous, right? Or like, for instance, in the film, I know it's film, but in the film Django, right? They remember it was like they were gonna like basically cut off the rod, right? And then I was like, nah, don't do that. He's gonna bleed out and die. Send him to that other plantation because at that one he's just gonna work hard for 7 years and then drop dead from the hard labor, right? That master probably had just lived just died peacefully, right? Ain't he gonna pay for that, man?
Come on.
Right, these people need to pay.
Yeah.
And
Justice, man.
Justice. Yeah, the birds had to say can't.
I got something. This links up to what you mentioned about those wicked jinx. I said, let his blood be upon us and the children. This is Revelations 1:7. It also applies to these Edomite Romans as well. That fears the Lord. Revelations 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds.
Which that's talking about the chariots, man. And we believe him speak, man, but we believe that the Lord is gonna start showing more and more and more of those chariots, man. Right? So it's talk about the Lord will start to visit the world which he made, man. Right? And one of the things he can do that by is by them chariots, man. By spooky things happening. Right? Because for far too long this world has just lived in godlessness. Right? This idea, there's no Most High. Most High. Imagine you're the Most High. Sorry, like for instance, I was doing a video with Napash yesterday, right? And he was going in the 2nd and 6th chapter, right? At the beginning of it, like it's like the Most High having an internal monologue, right? Like, yeah, before the wind was, before the sun and all of this stuff, I did that. You know, the most I was just there like, that was me. I'm that guy. And yet you get people in this world being like, there's no
Talking
Most
rubbish,
High.
yeah.
Imagine being the Most High out there, just
That's
like, yo,
total disrespect.
That's it.
you
And
know,
that's why, you know, this whole thing is about declaring his name,
yeah,
declaring to the world who the Most High is, who his son is, man. Right? Because his name's gonna be exalted in that day. You know, this is not really about us.
yeah.
It's about the Most High, his name and his son.
And so that's why when we read Ezekiel 36, I was like, yo, the Most High's golly, man. Because he's like, look, man, I ain't even saving you. He laid it out. He laid it out. Look, I ain't doing this for you, you know. This is, you know.
Been a bunch of bastards. That's my name.
Well, but let's be real. If you're a father, like you would feel that. Let's say you got to bail your son out of sight, but you yourself, because that happened to Jackie Chan actually, not to. Basically, it was like his son did a madness, and he had to go up and be like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, blah, 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 because it
sullied the Chan
you exactly you sullied the name, and that's when you read Ezekiel 36. That's basically what the Lord was saying.
because
It's
I
like, yo,
picked you, but look what
Yeah.
you've done. You embarrassed me.
Yeah.
Essentially, you embarrassed me.
Yeah.
innit?
so it's like now I gotta come here and
Clean,
fix
clean
it.
this up.
Clean this up, right? Get respect back on my name,
Mm.
right? Because you man, bro, I saw some fucking freak chick earlier on, man. I was just there like, look,
This can't be an Israelite. You just don't want it to be. But
you know them ones. It's like, nice, it's time, it's time, it's time.
Because the child of God should know better.
Yeah.
Because that's what we was given the law, statutes, commandments. Right? We should know better. But I feel we're acting kind of crazy, bro.
The name that the Lord gave us it has weight.
He said, "I have surname thee."
Yeah,
He
yeah,
bear
yeah.
the surname of the
That's it,
Lord,
yeah.
man. So when we do stupidness, it looks bad. It looks bad on the Most High.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, he got to kind of fix this up, man. And glory, 'cause that's why we got to be glorified, so we can, you know, embellish the Most High. We got to
That's
make
it.
the Most High look good. You know.
Revelation 1:7 says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him." You know, and who's that? You had wicked Jakes will say, "Crucify him." Yeah, we have no God but King but Caesar.
Give us Barabbas.
Give us yeah, free that nigga. Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
See, so what did they say? Let his blood be upon us and our children.
Yeah.
So they're reincarnated for doom.
But you know, the Lord did say, you know, forgive them for they don't know what they do, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they are among that crowd because they were being deceived by the crowds, right? By the Pharisees, which they trusted in and whatever. But the Lord did pray for them, you know. And so, just before you finish that, I just want to get this quickly. Romans 4:7, saying, "Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin." Right? Because there are members of the elect that were among those men that hadn't woken up yet, so to say. But the Lord have forgiveness upon them, you know. But for the majority of them, they're just going to die.
Yeah. And those two that's talking about those specifically those two Romans, man. Yo, peak. But what is that showing you? Incarnation.
Yes,
Yeah. That, I mean, that precept is actually it actually touches on quite a few things, right? It touches on the chariot, touches on reincarnation, right?
Says a lot.
It says a lot
in a few words.
Yeah, you know, talks about the true nature of whom the world calls Jesus Christ, right? You know, it speaks about he ain't, you know, because they'll be like they like to depict our Lord as just this fairy. Nah, it's like, look, man, when I come back, I ain't meeting you as a man.
That's why man gonna be crying and wailing. You know, because the Lord's not coming back with niceties. Right? He's coming to bring hurt.
Yeah.
Pure
Pain.
power and anger, right?
That's right.
That's right.
And I keep mentioning in my videos recently or before, right? The Christians like to concentrate on the fact that God loves everybody. Jesus loves everybody, right? But when you really deep it, when the Lord, when you follow the prophecies, right? Only very few people are going to experience that love side of him.
Yeah.
The majority of the planet is going to experience the wrath of the Lord.
Yeah.
So you can what's his concentration on the love side?
That's a good point.
The image of the Lord, really, when you're going to see him, is wrath and anger. Bro.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the nice things. Only the elect are going to experience that.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is going to meet this angry God. You know?
If you build on that, when you speak, let's say you're out in the world at work or whatever, you're speaking to these people, hearing the things they talk about, they need it. They need they need
They
that.
need to be, yeah.
They need because they'll be doing things that in their mind they don't see as it's not that deep.
Mm.
You know, there's certain like the thing that comes up the most in this world, right? Especially in this Western world, adultery,
Mm.
right? Yeah, but you know, like I always remember there was a girl that I used to work with,
Mm.
and like allegedly her man used to hit her, innit?
Mm.
Right, allegedly,
Mm.
right? And if the police are watching, I didn't say shit.
Mm.
Right, allegedly her man used to hit her, innit? So then one day there's like a staff party, and then she's basically like moving to someone, right? You know, she's crossing a line.
Mm.
Right, I remember saying, "Oh, she got a boyfriend," and the guy said to me, "Yeah, but he hits her." And I'm in my mind, I'm like, "It don't matter."
I mean, he's gonna hit her.
You're making it, yeah. I think worse, so yeah.
You're making it worse. You think about her.
I mean, we don't know the whole story. Why he started doing it in the first place?
Exactly,
She might have been on this shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Who knows, isn't it?
But plus,
Exactly,
at that point, it's still an allegedly. She
Mhm.
never came with no black eye or
Mm.
anything like that. There's never any abuse. But it was just the fact that people thought that was acceptable
Yeah.
because he doesn't cheat her. He don't cheat her right though.
Mm.
When you listen to a lot of the, he don't cheat her right. So I'm gonna go there and cheat her. Right.
Keith Sweat,
But-
simp songs, innit?
You know what I'm saying. But that's a big grievance against the Most High, right? Because when you read, is it Matthew 19 or Matthew 9? It says what the Most High had put together, let no man cut asunder. Right? So when the Most High has blessed the union, right, and you're just going up all up in there, it's like, bro, that's off, man.
Yeah.
Right, and the amount of people in this world that really have no issues with adultery.
Well, they don't.
Yes,
This
it's
is you
normal,
touched
yeah.
on something just there. Like they don't actually consider the union godly or holy in any type of way.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't think it's something best for that almost because he's not there to give you the contract. You know what I mean? But like it is a ceremony essentially that's been taking place, which has been blessed by or ordained by the Heavenly Father. This is the nature of order that He's put here. But you don't think about these things when you're doing these things. You're just thinking, oh, sex, beast, brute,
brute beast. Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what you're thinking about. You don't actually think about the actual, the whole thing behind it. Why it even exists. So yeah, so what it does, it's not surprising these men commit adultery willy-nilly and don't think nothing of it because they don't see it as holy in the first place.
But the Most High is gonna punish you for that, man. Yeah, that's was his precepts on that because you get them guys that's all they do, man. Like you be chatting to them, and that's why, bro. I was just saying it's putting it out there. Like you may be seeing, especially like you're brand new in this thing. You may be seeing certain man just constantly getting boxed, and you may not be getting boxed, right? As in like certain man in the world. A lot of that's adultery, man. Don't be envious of that. Don't be envious of that, because I see it. You get certain mans, you're looking at them, and I was like, bro, like yourself, bro, she's got a man. But yeah, they're still going all up in there chatting, so and they may even get the box, right? But that's the line we don't cross.
Yeah.
What's one of the first things we ask, which is, you seeing someone, what's going on, right? They ain't asking them questions, right? And if she puts out, she puts out. So hey, I'm straight telling me, say it, right? You get certain mans that will look at certain guys just be getting hella box. The large majority of that is adultery, man, and nothing to be envious of. But this is Sirach, I believe it's in Sirach, 25:2. 3 sorts of men my soul hated, and I am greatly offended at their life. The way that's right? No, it's just that phrase. I'm greatly offended. Like when a man says, "I'm greatly offended at your life," you know what I'm saying? A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doted. Right?
Now I was looking into dotive part, right? Just now. It's dotive from the AI is an archaic form of the verb dote, meaning to love someone or something excessively or foolishly, or to show a decline in mental faculties, especially due to old age. But someone that's just up in, that's they're doing it all their life. They love to hit the boxes. Someone else's box.
Serial adultery.
Yeah, But I say the most I don't like men like that.
Yeah. Can I get that in the GMT? Right. It says Sirach 25:2 again in the GMT this time. It says there are 3 kinds of people I cannot stand. Right, and we come in that same spirit, man. Once again, you may be just in an environment where you're listening to people in the world, and you hear how casually they speak about adultery, and then you just like you're gritting your teeth because you're just there like, yo, that's wicked, man. Right?
Because everyone knows when it's happening to you, bro, it ain't fucking nice.
Mm.
But they do
You'll
it
start
about
crying.
they don't, yeah, they do it about thinking, oh, it's all right, it's boxing, she's fine as hell. Yeah, but when it's you now, you might have fucking boring and
Oh, that's
want to murder somebody.
yeah, because that's the thing. That's that the jealousy is the rage of them, man.
That's it.
That's something
God,
like bring it out,
Yeah.
and I'll finish this later.
Deep.
It says Proverbs 6 and stuff from verse 32. It says, whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
Mm-hmm.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
That's it.
Yeah, man, you're harnessing like demons on you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you're making, yeah, you're making a breach, man.
Yeah. For
Soul ties and stuff like that. You're dividing up family, causing confusion, and it's even worse if kids come out of that.
Yeah.
Envious and strife.
Yeah.
And that's Jay have a big issue problem with that.
Yeah.
You know, Jay always going around where he shouldn't be going.
Yeah.
You know, to women that he shouldn't be laying with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's just leaving youths everywhere. Then someone, bro, it's messy, bro.
Yeah.
It's messy.
When you do that, man, you might as well just go to the hardware store. That's you're spiritually going to the hardware store, buying a noose, right, and tying it around your neck
Yeah.
for that day when the Lord yanks you, man. That's yeah, man.
Dangerous, man. And it says, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. But jealousy is the rage of man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And I'm like it.
The same, man. You read it earlier. You know what you reap. So what? Sorry, what you
sow.
sow is what you reap, man. That's why it happens to these dudes, bro. And when it happens, it's painful, bro. But you was doing it, so don't. What do you expect? You know, the law come, bring judgment. What do you expect, man?
Because it has always been my thing, man. It's just like what, like, for instance, they'll Hollywood glamorized stories where a man gets a woman by adultery, right? But it's like in a real world, it's like she's gonna do that to him. What makes you special?
Exactly.
What makes you special? She's gonna do it to you too.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like
So she gets tired or bored,
exactly.
not treating her right, whatever that means. 'Cause that can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't take me out enough, or
Every excuse.
you don't massage my feet. You just gonna
he's just giving them license to gather abroad.
Yeah.
He's giving them license to do these things, right? But it is ultimately it's like as I always remember that when Apostle Amlab said it's like you men are a major part of the problem, man. Because as men, like would you call that was like a badge of honor and like growing up, yeah, man, I took man's girls, yeah. Nah, like as men, if the next man was like, bro, like,
it's like the only violation.
yeah.
You want to brag about it.
But also, if all the brothers, not just brothers, and like if your friends at that age, like, nah, that's not cool.
Yeah, the bro code. All of
Yeah,
that.
the bros say, oh, bro, what's going on? Like, people would be like, oh shit, okay, but nah, it was like, oh yeah, bro, yeah, bro, all of that shit, man. Let me read this again. So in the GMT Sirach 25 and 2, there are 3 kinds of people I cannot stand, right? And once again, it's like, it irks our spirit when we, see these things and just how casually it's spoken about and promoted, whose behavior I find highly offensive. It says, poor people who are arrogant, rich people who lie, and foolish old men who commit adultery. Right? And that's just this world, man. Everyone, and you'd be surprised because, yeah, we look at Jay, speak about it a lot, but it's just like Esau be doing it. He used to be hella into that. I mean, he creates whole swingers and all of that sort of stuff, right? Then you have like certain of these other heathens where it's just like they will step out and it's just kind of like a oops or whatever, So this world, man, that's just on that alone. This world needs it.
That's it, man. You guys got anything else?
One more.
We're gonna close up.
Read that. Oh well, you know what? Just because I have it. This is from Tab from a long time ago. This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, right? And the lust of your father you will do. Now this is how it's written in Red. See how shall speaking to wicked Israelites. But it's basically saying they're coming in the spirit of Esau, right? It says he was a murderer from the beginning, right? And abode not in truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, right? And when Jake's fully taken on, as has been said before, when you look at a nigga, They're really looking at it like someone that's fully embraced Edomitism.
Yeah.
You know, because how Esau paints out Jake to be is what Esau actually is, right? He will be like, oh yeah, these, you know, they'll steal your stuff. Who's the king of stealing shit? He stole. Imagine this Edomite is he'll be saying that whilst on stolen land.
Crazy, boy.
You know what I'm saying? He's on
Madness.
stolen land, being like and saying to people he stole, "You lot steal."
He's a straight pimp, innit? Oh god, you saw, man.
You know, and let's not get into lying, all of that treachery. Really, Esau's the number one for that, man. Right? That's why, for instance, you had what was it? The old Iranian president. I always forget his name. Ahmadinejad, was it?
Yeah,
He was there. One was a bit raw, like.
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, when basically he was like when the US, I think it was when the US came out the P5 plus one, right? That
Iran's,
Iran's
yeah.
guy, yeah. I think it was him at that time, but basically it was like we can't trust these people, man. You know, because he will sign a deal with you, right? And then he was just like, oh, whoopsie.
Yeah, it's temporary. It's always
Yeah,
temporary, bro. As soon as they're playing a favor, you know, they renege, innit?
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what's good. Jake, you know, started doing the same thing, man. Right, Jake learned the ways of Esau. Right, also the righteous not excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them, man.
Spirit. I think that was the precept on the live
Come
chat.
on, kind.
Yeah, Spirit.
Well, it speaks about, you know, these are the wicked that prosper in the world. So
Mhm.
Jake trying to get ahead, trying to do all kinds of wickedness, but we're under the curses. So it don't fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're trying to live fast. You know what I mean? Selling drugs and doing all kind of madness, but it doesn't really work for Jake.
Yeah, but because at the end of the day, it's like it's something I think about a lot recently. It's like when Jake sees people prospering in this world, they don't understand those people are allowed to prosper, right? There are certain ceilings, certain conditions that he will, let's say, allow you to get to organically, but past a certain point, he is pulling you into a room, right? And he's going to test you. And if he knows, because there's certain people he knows now, we can't get this guy across certain things. So he'll just kill your business, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing for Esau to kill your business. Really not that hard, right? And that's the thing. There'll be certain things where, let's say there's a violation, right? You know, you've got different codes or whatever, like, you know, building codes or whatever, right? If it's an Edomite that performs that violation, right, it'll get winked over. But if he wants to come down on you, he'll be like, "Oh, look, we found this. This is wrong. We're gonna let you know. We're gonna let you off, but we're gonna fine you. It'll be like 30% of your profits." So then you're like, "Fuck," right? And then now you got to lay people off. Look, man, this is the situation, right? We can't
Devil,
really
man,
keep
yeah.
you on, blah, blah blah. And that's how Esau will crush a certain, you know, your thing,
And then come buy your business now.
and then can't come back. And once again, don't even get me started about that whole venture capital world. Because yeah, man, if you start businesses, where you gonna get the capital from?
Exactly.
Because that's the thing, he will give you that venture capital money, but they'll write it in such a way where you leave with nothing.
Strings attached.
Yeah, your company will sell for like 500 mil and you'll get nothing. He will write that into the contract in such a way. That's what happened. If I remember correctly, you both can double check it. That happened to the Paddy Power guys, right?
So
Where
for like £1 or something, innit? Wait, it was-
yeah, it was one. No, they sold it for a lot of money. But the thing is, their contract was written in such a way where it was like if it sold
Duration.
for no, it was like if you, that's what they refer to as vesting period,
Okay.
right? But it was like if it sold for 500 million, you get this much. So it sold for like 450.
Oh,
So they got nothing. If I remember correctly, brothers can double check that
so it was
story.
less than the
Than the thing.
the
And
rich,
and
yeah.
this it's what people need to understand. The big boys in the back, yeah, we do want this much, but actually it's cheaper for us if we actually just sell it at this price. And then they because they're the ones with the money. Right? You ain't in those meetings, right? They're the ones with the money. And that's the thing. Esau's world isn't fair. We ain't made to, and that's the thing, ultimately, we're not made to prosper in this kingdom anyway.
We got this from Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, but thou knowest not what shall be his end.
That's it.
Jacob is too short-sighted because they see with the prosperity of the wicked, not knowing how they're going to end up, man. Yeah. You know?
But that's it. It's like you look at some old man was one day that saw who's it, who speaks to the thing, going through the yard, looking at the yard. And I was like, yeah, okay. Show him what you had to do to get the yard done. That's the thing. We know that these men don't allow you to get anywhere or to do anything, right? Especially in the entertainment world, right? To get past a certain level, you got to do stuff, man. That's the contract that Esau has.
I've got something. This is Job 20, verse 5. Yeah. But the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So yeah, man,
Esau's reign is coming to an end.
So,
And he's the ultimate hypocrite.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
full of lies. Yeah, just lies, facade. Everything that he's created is just a delusion, man.
That's it.
But guess what? He's been exposed, man. Starting with the prophets, the main prophets of the Lord, the elders, apostles of great Millstone on down, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai. And guess what? His empire is collapsing before your eyes. You're seeing the grade day by day, week by week, month by month, and it cannot be healed. It's a beautiful thing. That's it. And as he goes down, we raise up, man. As Yahushua comes back.
And as the left hand is quote unquote gaining in power, the Lord is gonna raise the right hand too. That's it. The Lord's about balance, man. Lord ain't gonna leave us out here just to be out here in pain, man. Lord's gonna protect his elect, and we believe that.
Always has.
Always has, yeah. I
Always
reprove
has.
kings for their sakes.
But yeah, we're gonna end on that note. So again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Again, double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the whole court of Christian truth.